Hello, and welcome to episode 110 of the Cinephellas Podcast. That's right, Cinephellas, the only place where if Mike Tyson were in a movie with Michael Cera, it would be super bad. All right, so
You silly rascal.
no, it's been a while since we've done a Mike Tyson talk, but anyway, it's Easter. If you can't see me, I'm here, but it's Easter. Bob, you weren't on the last one, so what's up with you, man?
Same old. It took me so long to get back from the Snyder Cut,
And did you guys check out what was it? I've been watching Invincible.
Yeah. Checked out the first episode last night. Had a really great time with it. I was saying I read some of the comics. It's been a while though, so I kind of forgot what happens. The pilot episode is really setting it up nicely. I like the voice actors and where it's going.
I like how for J.K. Simmons they didn't change a single thing about how he actually looked, but that's the comic too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's J. Jonah Jameson in flight. Like it's just exactly what it's supposed to be.
Is it very similar to the comics? Does it look like exactly like it's taken from the page then? I've never read the comic.
I think so.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
I only read the first graphic novel. I don't know the other volumes. So
there's 160. No, I want to say it's somewhere around 160, 170.
Yeah, but they're really good. Definitely check them out if you haven't read them. But yeah, it looks like a show, like a cartoon from the 90s or 2000s, which I absolutely loved about it too.
That WB vibe for the...
Yeah, it does.
I love how gory it gets. Almost like shockingly so if you're not used to it. Like you don't know what you're expecting. Like, okay, this is kind of an adult cartoon. Wow, okay, now we're getting, limbs chopped apart. It's really graphic. So far, Amazon Prime Video is 2 for 2 in like the adult superhero with The Boys and now this. Both very violent and very adult oriented, obviously.
Yeah, not to mention like it's really like I think they're gonna have to find like because I think Amazon's still looking for their what is our base. Netflix has Stranger Things. They have a bunch of stakes. Prime doesn't have anything that's theirs, and you see. The Boys, which is a big one, Invincible, and they have other ones, but I think like they need to make a big boom with one of them, and The Boys already has set that stage really big, and their other hits, they're doing good. It's just I just feel like this could be their big one.
And you mentioned it was like the 90s Spawn cartoon, Bob.
Yes. It felt exactly like that, and it's so much so that I ended up going back and watching more of the old McFarlane Spawn from HBO many, many moons ago. But no, it's got the similar, very simple animation,
Right. I remember that. They had 3 episodes? No, I'm just kidding.
I think it was 3 seasons, but yeah, they got real. You got Violator in a really cool spot. Then John Leguizamo came in with the movie adaptation. It was just as similar, yeah.
But I like Invincible. I think it's cool. I remember the graphic novel. Unlike Logan, where it's been years since I've read it, but I do remember the toilet, when he was on the toilet in the beginning. I don't know why I remember that.
Steven Yeun. He's having a big year.
Yeah, I was going to say this is
Oscars.
a big one for him.
Well deserved. He's a good actor.
Yeah, I went through all 4 last night just because I had the time to do it. I did enjoy it. I think it took time because I didn't really know about the comic, but I did think there's enough there that I'm gonna see where it goes in terms of the story, because the first episode it played it very straight, and I think that's definitely the point. You're kind of supposed to be okay, it just felt very much like it gets to all the tropes and it touches on all the things, and then at the end there's this whole big twist that happens. It did get me interested. I'm not necessarily I'm in love with it yet, but I do think there's something there that's going to keep me watching. I like the animation. It reminded me of anime, the way they drew the characters and stuff like that. It did feel very anime-like to me. I like the way the story's going so far. The voice acting is really good. So I'm going to see where it goes. If it really keeps it going, in terms of the quality, and keeps me invested in what's going on. I do like what's happening so far.
It's a slow burner, you know?
Yeah.
You're going to get real good story, and they're going to keep putting different... They do it with a lot of shows. You know, there's not a lot of... At the end of every episode, everything doesn't go back to normal. In fact, like, it'll answer one question, but it'll put up, like, 8 more questions you need. And it's kind of... I like that.
Yeah, it did feel kind of jarring at first, just because I'm so used to animated stuff. It's like you said, it's like very much everything gets resolved at the end of every episode. But this one's like, and it was like every episode was like 40 something minutes. It was like crazy, because I don't see that with a lot of these animated shows. Most times it's only 30 minutes, and like they used enough of that time to like tell the story that they wanted to tell so far.
And Armando, you mentioned the animation. The animation reminds me of the Boondocks from Adult Swim.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling too.
Yeah, and it looks just like the graphic novel, or the comics, I should say.
I haven't read them, but I might check it out at some point.
They're worth a read. I mean, the guy wrote this, Walking Dead, the show he did Outcast, which was a really cool take on exorcism and possession. It was really good too.
How rich is Robert Kirkman? Jeez.
He's probably loaded. He's doing pretty good.
He walked on the set of Walking Dead and just took one of the guy's hats. He's like, no one's gonna believe you, and just kept walking.
I feel like he had another show on AMC, like History of Comics or something.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and so he's making some money. He had a few shows.
Yeah, he did History of Comics. Eli Roth did History of Horror.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Bob, you mentioned what was it? The Possession or something like that? Of Possession?
Oh, it's another Kirkman comic series called Outcast.
Outcast. Okay, I never heard of it.
Yeah, I think
it's a good comic series. Showtime made it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd never watched the show. I read the books. I just never watched the show. I didn't have Showtime, and honestly, there's not a lot on Showtime that would make me want to get Showtime.
It's good. Yeah. I watched the first season of it on Showtime. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I used to have Cinemax, and I think it was on Cinemax. They kept pushing it on us like for a while. You should watch Outcast and all these things, and like because we still have cable, so it was on there. But I never watched. I just didn't have the time. But it looked good. Like I do like a lot of the Kirkman stuff that I was into. I even like Walking Dead for a while. It just kept going on forever and ever and ever. But
yeah.
I like the stories that he tells.
Yeah, it said I stopped reading Walking Dead, and like 3 months later, it ends abruptly. I'm like, I don't even want to read the ending now because like I had just thrown away everything else.
I did check out Stray Dogs. I went to the comic shop the other day and I checked it out.
And?
It's awesome. I love it.
Damn right you do.
I do.
Dude, yeah. I've tweeted about him quite a bit, and the writer and artist, they've tweeted back to me and stuff like that. And honestly, it's one of the most original comic series I've read. Image is going to dethrone DC and Marvel really fast. They're already on their way. But Image, if it keeps putting out books like this that include everybody, it's not just good guys and bad guys. It's interesting stories. I think that's the wave right now. But no, Stray Dogs is honestly one of the coolest books that's come out in a long time.
No, I've liked Image for years, and not to get off track or anything, but I've been reading Absolute Carnage, and the stuff with Carnage is awesome. And I know Kevin is not here on this one, but he wasn't a big fan of Kong versus Godzilla, or excuse me, Godzilla versus Kong.
No, not from the sound of it, from what he posted on social
media.
He
said it was awful, and I didn't feel that way at all.
And he loves Snyder Cut, so.
Yeah, I thought it was better than Snyder Cut, but it was a lot shorter too. I enjoyed it more.
Yeah, you guys did a review. I didn't check out the review yet, but I saw the post.
Yeah, we just recorded it last night.
Okay.
Last night. Yeah.
But we give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, that's about right, because I like the movie, but I do have my issues with it. But it's not like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not like. It's not like, oh, Mothra, why did you say that name? And like everybody was expecting, but I thought it was pretty cool. Just to me, this felt more like a sequel to Kong Skull Island than Godzilla, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is with like King Kong and we mentioned it earlier, the CGI I felt was a little weak. And some of the stuff is like, I understand it's a monster movie, you can't nitpick, but you mean to tell me you have this little deaf girl and she's practically like doing sign language to like a 200-foot gorilla, and no one sees it.
Not only that, Kong looks down like he totally sees her. Like, oh no! Out of everything here, I'm gonna notice this little, 4'8" little girl who's got a doll.
The little
That's where
voodoo
they're finding
doll
all
of
the
Kong.
rubble.
Right.
Yeah, it's like no one saw the ape, like the big ape throwing up like W's West Side and doing sign language and stuff.
Take it to the west side.
But like that was cool, and that thing with the his big finger, I thought like he was gonna squish her. I don't know why I thought.
Because it would have made that movie epic if everyone's like, that girl can talk to him, and he's just like, God, she won't shut up, and just collateral damage.
Yeah, we're gonna set the tone for the rest of the film. Smash.
I thought the fights individually, they were really well done. Like I thought, like I liked how they framed them and how they actually made it look on screen. Part of me was just thinking this could have been good if I had seen it on the big screen. It worked on a TV, but you can tell they clearly made this to be seen like on IMAX or any kind of big screen because it just has like a scope to it that felt very epic when it came to the fights. And I like the way the colors look. Like it did look a lot more appealing, like how they put all the things together, like in terms of the color correction or however they put everything together. Like you could actually see what was going on. Not everybody was in the dark, like in the last
one.
Yeah,
the
that's
last one.
That's what we're saying. They kind of fixed all the issues with the last movie and the new movie, and the color being one of them. So it looked a lot better.
Yeah, I wasn't like invested, like who was gonna win the fight. I was just kind of. I think there was too much human stuff that when the fights happened, I kind of was kind of jaded by like when the fights would happen because I was like, there's way too much human stuff still going on. But the fights looked good. I wasn't like invested like about all the stuff about here they're titans and all that stuff that they kept talking about. I understand that's part of the lore, and I did like when they actually started introducing all these monsters when they went inside of the hidden earth and all that stuff. That was really interesting. Like that stuff, I don't mind. They can put in whatever monsters, and they had like one that was like grabbing people. I thought like, okay, that stuff is fun. You can just keep going with that ridiculous stuff.
Yeah,
absolutely. But like, because like the human stuff, I don't know. I was still like not into it. My brain shut off every time they were talking. Even the Millie Bobby Brown stuff, I didn't really care for. The only human I liked, like that I even cared at all, I liked Brian Tyree Henry, the weird podcaster guy. Like
he was my favorite.
Yeah, I liked him a lot because he kept calling that guy from Deadpool. What was it? Tap water.
Oh man.
Yeah, Paperboy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's always good though, but I like his energy. He just like felt like he reminded me like of an anime character to me. The way he was like reacting to everything.
Yeah, he was the best human character. Everybody else is pretty forgettable.
The one thing that kind of struck me was Alexander Skarsgård playing someone who's vulnerable, not confident. Like that's the first time I've seen that man portray anyone less than like cocky as hell in his entire career, at least that I've seen.
Yeah, that's true. Right. That's true. He kind of always
he was vulnerable, and I was like, oh, I feel like I shouldn't be seeing this part of him,
Yeah.
Yeah. And not to get on the human characters too much, but Millie Bobby Brown, I feel like she's kind of just riding that wave of Stranger Things still. Like she's in the movie, but I think like it's to appeal to kids. And Kyle Chandler got the easiest paycheck in the world. He's hardly in the movie.
It's like 10 seconds. Yeah, it's like 10 seconds.
And it's on the phone.
Yeah. I was seeing with him and Millie Bobby Brown. He probably got like $5 million.
Yeah, I wasn't big on Millie Bobby Brown in this. She went from being like a badass, then in the second movie to being really whiny, and then in this one I'm just like, all right, I don't. There was no reason for her to be there.
It's like an angsty teenager, basically, with nothing to do.
Like,
right.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Well, how do you feel about Millie Bobby Brown in the last one? Because to me, it was they were doing that 80s trope of let's put a kid in here so we can market this to kids.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you take out Millie Bobby Brown, that movie is the same exact movie. Hell, you could have taken out half those people.
Yeah, the whole movie, we didn't need really anything. They could have just given us the the 3 big showdowns, put some stuff, follow them back to wherever they went when they weren't fighting, and just show us the fights. I mean, they really didn't have to do any of the human stuff.
The main villain too was pretty forgettable, and it was just silly.
I really liked the main villain. Like that guy was exciting to me. He was just like, I want these titans to fight together because the humans need to be on top. And that part was just funny. Like his last kind of reveal, was just funny how he just kind of got out of the movie.
Yeah, I
even like his daughter bothered me too. She's like, whatever my daddy wants, he gets. And I'm like, oh, someone bite her. Like, have someone eat her.
They could make these movies shorter if they just focus on the fights. They don't have to have so much. I know that's part of how these movies get made. They have to have human characters, but they put so much into it that it's they have to know that's what we don't want to see. At least have a specific kind of group of people to focus on. If you want to just get the podcaster back, if you want to do more of these, get a specific group, focus on those people. For as much as everybody gave those Transformers movie a lot of grief, at least they had a central group of people that you focus on. It got really obnoxious and very juvenile with the humor, but at least there were people who were okay, this person's been there since the first movie, and then they sometimes rotated them. But this one was you have to focus on all these people in all these different areas, and it was so much dedicated to that, where could have been used towards all the monster stuff.
Which battle did you guys like the best? Me and Logan, I think, the first one on the battleship and in the water.
Dude. Yeah,
the water one. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I like that one too. That was my favorite. Yeah.
And then I think the second one was what we were all supposed to like, and the third one was the most pandering. It's okay, we know your guy lost type of fight.
Yeah.
So many people wanted Kong to win.
Yeah.
Not only that, Godzilla flat out just spits in his face for the most part. After he kills him, he does that and just stares at him. And he yells, and Kong yells, and then it's done. I think he just called him a bitch.
I think he did. Yep.
And then they had to pulse him up, and then he became then all of a sudden the movie was crank with King Kong, because all of a sudden his heart's racing, he's doing backflips, parkour shit.
Give him a line of cocaine.
And honestly, if you're going to do that, awesome. Give me an hour and a half of that. Give me an hour and a half of coked up King Kong and Godzilla just taking out things.
Take my money. Take it now.
Exactly. I will help fund that.
Yeah, and the whole scene with the Mecha Godzilla was okay. Didn't blow me away.
I didn't feel any danger there. I didn't feel either of them were going to get killed by Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah.
And not to mention they killed 5 million innocent people. They never talked about cities destroyed in Hong Kong or wherever it was.
Especially, that's what I mean. God, King Kong parkours off of a building. It is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. He just took out 2,500 parents.
Shit. People leaving work. Yeah, they're gone. They dead.
Not a police car, fire truck in sight. Nothing.
No.
No military.
If you saw that on the news and then the siren went off, you'd been like, oh no, I can't believe it fell off the wall. And one of us picked up on that. They'd look at the firefighter. Firefighter's like, I got a hose. What the hell do you want me to do?
So who kills more people, Kong and Godzilla or General Zod and Superman?
Oof.
Kong, Godzilla?
Yeah, because, Zod did a lot, but they went through, a floor here and there. Kong Godzilla, they took off, a top half of a building. That was with a punch.
It sounds like we're shitting on it, but I think we all enjoyed it. It was fun.
I enjoyed it. It's exactly what we thought it was going to be. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's very, very comedic at times, You just laughed out loud at how ridiculous it was at times, but fun. We want a fun monster movie like this,
Yeah.
I'm not expecting Oscar worthy or anything like that. Just it's
say
fun.
No one turns it on and goes, "All right, let's get ready." I think this is going to be Millie Bobby Brown's big acting award right here.
Yes, exactly. It's character development. It's all about character development.
Hey, I'm going to stick up for her. She was good in Enola Holmes.
I've never
Just for that,
watched
though.
that.
Everything else has been terrible, but
Yeah, I watched Enola Holmes. I liked it.
Yeah, I think it was more of how her character was written in the movie than
yeah,
actually.
it's the writing for sure.
Yeah. There's not really much for her to do.
Well, where do you think a sequel could go for this?
Wait, of Kong or the Alona Holmes?
Oh, Kong.
Because both of them will probably get a sequel. Someone was talking about the fact that Mothra didn't show up and that they could see that being the next big thing.
I would say they don't really need to make any more.
They don't.
I'm good.
Just
There's one way they
spitballing.
do
I
it.
mean, you could combine Pacific Rim with.
Oh, yeah, I
that could work. Yeah.
See, the only other one I'm thinking of is sort of like what Henry's saying. Give me a TV show of Ultraman's origins and then throw that bastard in and have it a three-way fight. Like I would, if you give me Ultraman nowadays, but make it as hokey as the originals, that thing sells out every night.
They could just do Enola Holmes versus Kong.
Real quick, though, I absolutely love the Snyder Cut.
Really? Yeah, we talked about that on the last one you weren't on. I like it too, but not to get on it again, but I think I said there's a lot of fan service in there, which is great for people like you and I, but for everyday people, I kind of wish they would feel what we felt,
Yeah, no, especially the end, the nightmare scene that they alluded to in Batman v Superman and all of that. Like, it would have been really nice to have all that because, like, even now they just announced that Robert Pattinson here, he's going to be Batman in, what was it, Earth 22? And that's going to be in the canon now?
That. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's what they're going to do then. It's going to take place in Earth 2. And since they talked about a multiverse and all that in the movie, now we're going to get, I think that's going to be our Batman is going to be Pattinson.
Yeah, it's going to confuse casual viewers, though.
But I mean, on the bright side, like, everyone else looked exactly the way they would have in that parallel, like, apocalyptic world. And I wonder if they don't just... Because originally Batman was supposed to freaking eat it.
The way they introduced Martian Manhunter, I thought was awful.
Yeah, nothing better than a guy saying he's going to help you out after he watches you get your ass kicked like 10 times and then goes, hey, buddy, I'm here.
Jeez,
Thanks, bro.
No
Thanks,
And
bro.
remember that scene
You got my back. Thanks.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He's like, well, if you need anything, how long have you been down here? Oh, I've been down here for 20 years. Well, thanks, Dick. Like, they killed Superman.
He was just waiting to swoop in and bang Lois.
Exactly. And he might have. We don't know. He might have.
Yeah.
He went
She was
to
vulnerable.
And that scene with Ben Affleck meeting Martian Manhunter was so awkward to me. It's almost like Ben Affleck was even acting like he just got out of bed and he's like, okay, you've been here for 20 years. Cool. And then he just goes right back to bed.
No, he would stop and get some Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Come on.
If you cut in that Bruce Springsteen song "Secret Garden" from Jerry Maguire, that's a romantic thriller right there. Like, they sit there and he like coast down and they make eye contact, and you're just like, this is like the ending of Lord of the Rings, where someone might they might hook up right now. It's just like the end of Lord of the Rings with Sam and Frodo. You're just like, there's an unspoken thing right here, and I hope they keep it in the Shire.
I just remember, and he's like, I've gone by many names, but lately they've called me the Martian Manhunter. And then Ben Affleck is like, all right, nice. I'm going back to bed now.
Yeah. What don't you think would have been?
Have a good day.
Sorry, are you hunting a man? Are you someone I have to worry about? That's like a guy coming up to you and going, just to let you know, I'm known as the dog fucker. And you're just like, right on. What do they call you? And why is that one of the many names they say?
What else do they call you?
Can we talk about the other things they quite possibly could be calling you?
Steve.
Known as the naked stalker, the one-legged Willy man. It's like, what have they been calling you? Manhunter is the one you're fine with?
You know who the biggest villain, and then we can move on from Justice League. The biggest villain in that movie was the bun, the hamburger bun with the sesame seeds in it. When he was driving, I just thought it was a weird scene. But the way the Flash runs is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like Flash at all. Like,
Really?
Yeah, me neither.
no, I like the
Like,
character. I just
yeah.
don't like how he runs. I don't know a damn person who runs, even pretending to run, is going to act like they're throwing discs every time and like pointing, going this way, going this way.
I find it to be an improvement over Whedon's Justice League and how he ran in that.
Oh, big time.
I mean, it's still weird, but it's better.
I
Better.
didn't hate Flash in this version. I hated the Flash in the original version.
See, that's weird because I'm the opposite for some reason. I didn't mind the original one, but like this one, I felt like maybe it just became more noticeable, like how the jokes came out. It felt very hacky to me the way he like joked. I know that's probably the character. Like I've seen other Flashes, like other iterations, and I don't mind it, but like I don't know the way he like that he was like telling the jokes just felt off to me for some reason.
People were referring to him as being like, they're portraying Flash as someone on the spectrum and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I can almost see that now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it would make sense with how everything was. I liked it. I think I could go a while without watching all 4 hours again, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do
probably-
like the movie, but certain scenes they can cut out, like those women singing to Aquaman. I'm like, you can cut.
I don't know. There was something really strange. That's another one of those things where I'm like, I feel like I could smell that scene, and half of it's just dead fish. Like it's cold. There's a sense of dead fish and definitely some body odor, and like that's that scene for me. But yeah, I don't know why we had to listen to an entire verse.
Right. And that scene with Aquaman ripping off his shirt and going in the water, that's you make that black and white, which is what the movie pretty much is. It's pretty much a Calvin Klein cologne commercial.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's Henry's favorite part.
Yeah, best
I'm
part
not
of the
even
movie
kidding.
for sure.
You can put
I like how he
Calvin
breaks
Klein.
glass and throws the glass into the ocean. Litters.
Yeah. Well, it's his house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It's okay.
Momoa by Jason.
Jason Momoa.
Aloha, Jay.
Me and Uncle Logan ran into him at Wizard World Convention in Chicago. I don't know how many years ago, but it was when he was big in Game of Thrones. Right after that, guy was massive, and he was wearing a huge top hat.
How
Actually,
tall
I
is
was
he?
at that Wizard World. The comic shop and all that was represented, so we were there the whole weekend. No,
Yeah.
We probably passed each other.
No,
sometime
yeah,
over
he
there.
was also
Probably.
the nicest guy.
Yeah, he was. Really
He's
nice.
tall.
Like
He's
6'5"?
like
6'5",
I'd say.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. We also saw the Bulls, Chicago Bulls center. This was at a different convention, but he was actually like over 7 feet. Me and Logan were just like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm seeing somebody that tall in person. It's crazy.
And his girlfriend was like 4'8", which is weird. Like this tall fucking 7-foot guy and this little woman. It was
Her
funny.
at his waist. Yeah.
You know what's funny is I've run into at C2E2 for 3 years in a row now. I've run into Idrisrael Adonijah, who's a former defensive end for the Bears. He
Yeah.
has something to do with a comic company, but he's always there. So, like, you go up and say hi to him, and dude, he's the nicest guy in the world. I mean, there's other people out there that we've met that weren't there as part of a show, and they haven't been really cool, but. Like, he was awesome. Shoney Carter, he's an MMA fighter. He was really cool. We met a couple wrestlers who had restaurants around, and so we saw them, took pictures with them, and they were cool as hell. Like, it's kind of cool to have those, but then, yeah, you find the real jerks.
Yeah, conventions are a blast. I miss those. I miss going to C2E2.
Yeah.
Horror movie conventions. It was just fun.
Yeah.
They had one here a few months ago, but I didn't go for, obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Right.
Obvious. Yeah.
Still a little risky to go.
Yeah, I miss I don't go to too many conventions, but I used to like going to like the Improv and like when we go see stand-up comedians, my mom and I. But I met like a few and like some of it like for the most part I didn't mind like they were cool. Like I met Gilbert Gottfried once. He was
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, he's very shy though. Like when you meet him in person, he's not the guy on stage. Like he's like I told him he was cool. I liked his work, and he signed like this comedy DVD for me. But he was like
Armando. Like, and he's like blinking his eyes.
Yeah, no, he was cool. He was a lot shyer though. It's like he didn't feel comfortable about people touching him. Like he would let you take pictures with him, but then like if people touched him, you could tell he kind of got uncomfortable. Yeah, he was like really a lot more quiet than I expected. And I met Jamie Kennedy too. He was wasted. I think when I met him, he was like, I don't know what was going on. He was trying to talk to me. I did not get good vibes from him for some reason. Just like he did not look good that night.
Armando, did you meet
Yeah.
Jamie Kennedy or did Jamie Kennedy meet you? Because you
Maybe
seem
it was.
a bigger deal than he is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he was like he put his arm around me. I think he for some reason like I think he was like desperate for money or something because he had shirts out and he like really was pushing the shirts like to get everybody to buy the shirts. He was like so excited to meet people and he put his arm around me. He was like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you. You should come back to another show." And he was just like, I don't know, he was not in a good way that time. Like I don't yeah. And then I also met Ari Spears from Mad TV.
Nice.
He was cool. Like he like his stand up's really good. But like you go up to him, you can buy shirts and stuff. He lets you take pictures. And like that guy was cool. But that's one part I miss about improv because after the show you just go, they let you take pictures, you can buy something and then like and then most of the comedians I met are pretty cool. Like Jamie Kennedy was like the only one that was kind of like I got kind of, like it was something about I didn't get a good vibe from him. He was pushing the Tremors movie too on stage. Like, did you guys see me in this last Tremors?
Tremors 5 Aftershocks.
Yeah. I wasn't in the last Tremors movie, but you got to see me in the previous one. They didn't ask me back for the next one. He was like I don't know, that one it like sticks out to me for some reason.
He was trying too hard to I
think so. Yeah,
me and Logan have met quite a few different people.
okay, right.
I feel like you guys have met so many cool people. Like I've met a couple people, but no one like, oh my god, that's so awesome. Like I met Pat Riley, the Miami Heat guy.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's a big one, man.
Yeah.
He was a big deal back in the day.
Yeah, and I have a picture with him and everything in his autograph, and we were just literally just walking, and I'm like, oh, it's Pat Riley, and he was right there, so that's cool. Ocho Cinco, the Dolphins player from back in the day who had issues.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Wait, I almost forgot Ocho Cinco played for the Dolphins.
Yeah. I think most people know.
I think of the Bengals with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a picture with him. We were just eating in a restaurant, and my dad's like, hey, that's Ocho Cinco. And I'm like, oh, it is. And just took a picture with him.
Did he have the Demolition Man hair? The
No, he
blonde,
didn't.
like mohawk? I like that look the best from him.
And at a convention, the guy from Comic Book Men, one of them, Lee something, I met him. He was cool.
Oh, wait. There's Walt Flanagan, Ming Chen.
That's him. Yeah.
Dude, he's cool as hell. I met him and Rob Bruce. They were at C2E2, and I was walking around. And I had to sit down, and I didn't realize that they were like right by where I was sitting, and they were helping out a store there, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta go for water," and I was like, "Actually, I have." And I opened my backpack, and I had a whole bag full of like water and stuff like that, and then we just shot the shit. Really nice guys, though.
No, he's cool because when I felt like I was just talking to like a regular guy, not like a celebrity person. We talked about comics, the show, Stan Lee, Kevin Smith, all that stuff. And the two that are from conventions that stand out to me are Kevin Nash. I didn't like meeting him.
Nah.
No,
Yeah.
he was kind of a jerk. He was
He's
tall.
not too sweet.
No, not at all.
He tore his quad right then and there.
And then he took my $40, and I was a kid at the time. But anyway, and I met Tori Wilson. Does anyone know her?
The
Oh, yeah.
diva.
Yeah, it was really awkward. I was like, I just tapped her shoulder, and I'm like, "Hello, ma'am. I know you." And then
Tori?
Was this like last year? I want this to be like
no, this is years ago. And I remember her manager, he was like a pimp, and he's like, "You want to talk to a girl, you talk to me first." I have The Rock's autograph, but I don't know if it's a real autograph. I wish I could get it like verified or something.
There's places to get it verified through.
Yeah, I don't know any places, but I'll find out.
No, when every Wizard World, before it would open, every time when the shop was there, we had to be there like a half hour early. And I would always walk the floor, and a lot of celebrities are just walking around like my dad and I sat and talked to, well, my dad went and talked to Lou Ferrigno, but Lou Ferrigno's deaf and my dad's half deaf. So like I looked over there and I'm like, I don't know which one's talking louder because I don't know what they're saying. So we met them, and then Maurice, Lita, John Morrison, and the Bella twins. We met a lot of wrestlers. Yeah, Nash was kind of a prick. But John Morrison was cool as hell.
I met Grangel, the vampire guy. That's one.
Oh, Gangrel?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It
doesn't count as meeting him, but Batista was me and my brother-in-law went to this WWE event probably like this must have been like 8 years ago, probably something like that, when Batista was still around, and this was like at his biggest point when he went off. You know, he wasn't on Evolution anymore. He was the champion, and he had the big rivalry with Triple H. Well, we went to the event, and he was, how they walked down, obviously, after their intro. I got a high five from him. So that was my WWE meeting. Yeah. I mean, because what are the odds out of all the people in there that you get a handshake from a WWE guy? Probably doesn't happen too often. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I met Paul Rudd randomly on a Thursday night when I lived in Vegas.
Really?
That was cool. I think he was higher than I was. He's a little taller than me. He's not a super tall guy. He's 5'8", so he's probably maybe 5'9". But really cool guy. I'm like, man, I loved you in Halloween 6. That's my favorite role of yours. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, it's one of my favorite movies.
It was Tommy Doyle.
Tommy Doyle. I love that movie. I thought he was great in that movie. But super cool guy. His wife was super cool.
Speaking of people who don't age ever, yeah,
I was going to say that falls right in there.
Yeah,
Paul and Angela Bassett.
Paul Rudd for sure. I love him. Another person I ran into, Pierce Brosnan, at the airport in D.C. randomly. When I was flying home to Vegas, he walked past me, and there's a bunch of people chasing him with posters to sign. I'm like, hey, Pierce! And he just, like, glares at me and keeps walking. Well, fuck you, then! But the funny thing is like, all the people with posters, I'm like, where the fuck did you get these posters from to get them signed by Pierce Brosnan?
Because they probably knew he was going to be there.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'd have been like, you're the second worst Bond there is.
Yeah, he seemed like a douchebag.
Can you sign my poster of the November Man? Oh, God, if these people don't leave me alone.
Yeah, so that was my random run-in with Pierce Brosnan.
And you know what he probably said? Oh, in his British voice, oh, that's Logan Myers over there.
There's my competition.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was funny.
He met Paul Rudd from Halloween 6.
Yeah, that was a way cooler experience.
Yeah. What about
Chuichi a couple of years back? They had the Clueless reunion, and it was Paul Rudd and Alicia Silverstone and all of them, and that was kind of cool too. I didn't get to meet any of them. It'd only be Paul Rudd or Donald Faison would be the ones I'd want to meet out of that group. Like Breckin Meyer was there, but I feel like Breckin Meyer could be anywhere at any time. Like, he's gonna pop up one day, like, I mean, he produces stuff. He's good, but
met a bunch of random people, mostly like comic or horror conventions. A lot of like horror movie actors. Bruce Campbell like 30 times. Bill Moseley, Sid Haig back in the day. Lots of
Sid
people.
Haig is one of the nicest guys.
Yeah, just a lot of people in the horror movie industry.
We got to have like a conversation with Corey Haim outside. Remember, that was kind of cool. We were out at the same time back when we smoked, and he came out for a smoke, and we were just talking outside with him. That was shortly before he passed away too.
Maybe a year before he passed away, 6 months maybe. But it was Lost Boys reunion, so you had the cast minus Kiefer and Jason Patrick, but it was the rest of the cast. And we got to hang out with a bunch of them. It was cool.
They had a little jam session in the lobby. They were playing music.
They had bongos and guitars and.
You had Corey Feldman playing music?
No,
Feldman wasn't there. Haim.
Oh, good.
It was the guy that sang. It was the singer that sang that famous song from the movie "Cry Little Sister."
Oh, jeez.
He was playing.
Did you get the saxophone player too?
Was he there? I don't remember.
I don't think he was there. No.
That was opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah, missed opportunity.
We looked for that guy when we went to. We actually went to where they filmed that in California, up in Santa. What is it? Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. Yep.
We looked for him under the boardwalk. He wasn't there that night, or we didn't we weren't at the right place. I don't know.
Yeah, but we still believe.
Still believe.
It wasn't there. We looked.
You have to find like a bunch of oil on the floor, and he would. That's how you know he would be there.
And some
Maybe you have
chains.
to rub the bottle and he comes out or something like a genie.
Yeah.
And find
Yeah.
chains. It's a random chain.
Yeah.
I think that leads to our one area we're going to talk about tonight. Favorite movie posters. And Lost Boys is up there, one of my favorites of all time. Other classics, Halloween, Jaws, The Thing, The Exorcist, all classic movie posters.
The future.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Back to the
Henry's
Future,
got
yeah.
one right above him. It's one of my favorites.
I like the Breakfast Club one. It's very good. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
a lot of these
Yeah, I
movie
have
posters.
it. I
They
need
did
to
it right back.
put it up. Yeah, I need to put mine up. I have the Breakfast Club one. I think I bought it on a trip. I just need to put it. I've been trying to put up all my posters again.
Good idea. I need to do the same. Whenever we move, I need to get a bunch of new
Yeah.
posters to hang them.
Yeah, I have so many. I got a Scarface. I like the Scarface one. I have that one too, the old Scarface one.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, Armando, Scarface, because a lot of people have used that black and white thing and did like a parody of it too.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a cool poster. It's just the thing now is that with the Scarface poster, it's just one of those things that if you have it, people just assume you're a dude, bro, and that that you think you're too you're the kind of person that thinks like you like edgy movies and stuff like that. So there's like a negative connotation with it, but at the same time, that's like as a poster, like it's a really good piece of art.
Yeah, and it has that like yin and yang type of vibe too, like take the good with the bad. So I don't know if they did that.
Yeah,
on purpose.
exactly.
Yeah,
It probably did. Yeah, but it's really nice.
and I actually have a Scarface poster in my bathroom when he has the cigar and he's in the bathtub.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
Good one for the bathroom.
Yeah.
No, I love the original Bill and Ted poster, like that and the old Tim Burton Batman one, just because of what it symbolized. Like we finally got a Batman movie. That was really cool.
That was a big one.
That was a
I
big
actually
one.
have
Yeah.
that poster because I get posters from like flea markets in my theater. I would just go in the garbage and grab them. Not that I'm weird or anything like that, but I went to a flea market and it was the actual Batman 1989 poster, and it was made for the theater.
Wow, that's awesome. That's my favorite
awesome.
What about Silence of the Lambs? I put that down. I like that movie. The poster.
Oh,
No,
The-
posters.
yeah. Iconic for sure.
Yeah.
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 And and not to get too nerdy or anything, but that butterfly over the mouth, that's from a Salvador Dali movie, Un Chien Andalou. If you ever seen that little short film, they use that same exact butterfly on the mouth.
Right.
Oh wow.
Mm.
I didn't know that.
You know what other movie poster is iconic? Pet Sematary, the original one.
Yes. I remember. Like,
where it
see
had the
that.
crack and then you had his head here where it's blood and sometimes that is
Yes.
like that poster. Oh, that was great.
It creeped me out. Like as a kid, I'm like, this movie looks creepy, and then I saw it. I'm like, yep, definitely messing my head. Still does, but yeah, it's a great poster.
I have one behind me. Actually, I have a Black Snake Moan poster, like with
Oh,
Christina Ricci on
yeah.
it. Let me show you. I can't really get
Oh,
the
okay, I
whole
see
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has two sides
That
on.
was
I got
cool.
it at an AMC, and I like that one a lot. I've had that one for a long time.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
Extremely underrated movie too.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
one
about
side
Alien?
has Christina Ricci, the other has Samuel L. Jackson on the other side.
What about Aliens? Sigourney Weaver with the Jufro and the big gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a
good one.
badass poster. I like all the Nolan Batman films.
Yeah.
Those are really good. More recently, I like the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the one that's art. Yeah, I really like that. This one here. Let me get it. Ugh. Just like how it was drawn,
Yeah.
But the actual big poster for it. Yeah, I just love the artwork on it. It's cool.
And there's a lot of great ones like back in the 80s. The 80s felt like they had the best posters for like every genre.
I would
That's
say the
because it like
70s,
threw all the promotional material on one thing,
Yeah.
and like those grindhouse posters from like the 70s, the drive-in theaters, they look cool.
Oh, those are awesome.
Yeah, those are awesome.
You know what? It's recent, but the Planet Terror poster, when we're going old Grindhouse and stuff, like that one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
Death Proof was pretty good as well. Actually, if we're going on that, House of a Thousand Corpses had such a badass poster to it.
Yeah.
Like Devil's Rejects was cool too, but
That
actually
poster-
I really like Devil's Rejects. The one where it's just the door jam with the two legs.
Yeah.
I like that one.
And I like The Usual Suspects. That's a cool poster. The police.
Oh, it's a classic
The
too.
lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I remember House of a Thousand Corpses poster came out a year before the movie. It came out at Ozfest. Like, it was circling around. I'm like, what is this? And we back then didn't have as many trailers, and then you got a taste of it. I'm like, this movie's gonna be fucked up, and it's still one of my favorite zombie movies.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
You know what? American History X. That was in Chicago when I was younger, and the poster's the same thing as on the DVD. Just Edward Norton halfway. You know,
Yeah.
it brought attention to it, which I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to do. Like, that's its only job. It was an independent film, so they didn't put out many trailers for that. Clockwork Orange is another one that's pretty iconic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Any of the Stanley Kubrick flicks.
Logan, speaking of A Clockwork Orange, I put on the group text the next episode, the 420 episode. We could talk about that, drugs from movies.
It's a good idea.
That's perfect for next.
Like the milk
next
from A
podcast.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. Oh, that was. Yeah, I remember watching that and just being like, man, I just really want to try that milk.
The Apocalypse Now poster. That one I like too.
Oh,
With the
yeah.
red and they put it on the
Badass.
Blu-ray. I know they still have that one, but that's a really good one too.
That's true.
The original Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is the final cut. I think it's different than the poster though, but
Yeah.
you kind of get
Yeah.
Get
the
the same
feel of
idea,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick movies, they had a lot. Even The Shining was cool.
Oh, yeah.
The poster for The Shining. A lot of memorable ones.
I liked the Monster Squad. You know, it's the Monster Squad, the kids, and you got the monsters. It's pretty simple, but I love it. You know.
Yeah.
Same with like the Addams Family movie one, the one with Raul Julia. That was cool but I think that might have been the feeling around it too, because we were kids. We got to see Addams Family. Like same with Wayne's World, that poster.
Yeah.
It was just Wayne and Garth standing over the earth. Like it's all I needed, you know?
Yeah, I
think it's a lost art now.
It is. They don't have the creativity anymore. Obviously, there's that meme. All the posters kind of look the same. What was it, a land?
Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, they all look exactly the same. I'm like, that's weird. Come on, you can't think of original ideas now?
Right. Terminator 2, I remember that being a pretty classic poster with them sitting on the bike with the shotgun.
What about Star Wars?
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back. That's
Empire.
That's
Those
my
are
favorite
big
one.
ones.
Favorite Star Wars movie. I love that poster.
Who's the illustrator on those? Oh, I can't think of his name. He did all the artwork for. I think he still did even the newer films. He did posters for. Can't think of the guy's name that did the artwork.
Sure.
Yeah, because New Hope is fine until like you realize like, oh, she's cradling her brother's legs, so.
Yeah, pretty much.
I found one. This one looks good. It's very simple, and I haven't seen this movie.
Drew Struzan.
Struzan. Yeah.
Struzan, there it is.
There's
He's
one.
Known for more than 150.
Wow. Yeah, I found this one. It's from a movie called Children of the Revolution. It's about apparently this is a movie about Joseph Stalin's love child. It's a comedy. I've never heard of it, but I like the poster. It's a comedy
too.
Yeah, and here's the poster. I'm gonna try and pull it up. It's a baby, and they put it
I have seen that poster.
It's very simple, but yeah.
Yeah, it works with the cat.
Feel terrible at the fact of course, when I hear Stalin's love child, it has to be a comedy. Between that and Jojo Rabbit, we've really screwed with that whole time.
Right.
Although honestly, Jojo Rabbit was a fantastic poster as well.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, but now I'm trying to think. It's definitely a lost art because all the Marvel ones that come out, they're all the same thing. You know, it's all oversaturated colors. everyone from the movie standing there. I liked a little bit of mystery. You know what I mean? Just give me the.
Yeah.
I think that's why the 80s feels so much better, is because we didn't have access to a trailer like at the drop of a hat. You know, like we couldn't pull out, like you had to wait to either the before you saw a movie in the theater or when you rented one or bought a video, you know, and you got to see coming soon to theaters and you're like, oh shit, here we go, you know?
That's all you had was the poster. So you're trying to visualize and figure out what the movie's about. And that's the whole point of the art, you know?
Yeah.
Got like Tron. That poster was iconic because there was nothing to it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Logan, I'm surprised you didn't mention the Goonies and Halloween.
Yeah, it was on my list. I forgot to say it though, but I do have it on my list. But yeah, those are two really iconic posters as well. Two of them that I own in my own house, so I love them.
Yeah. I found another one. I like the Truman Show one. It's like a bunch of different pictures, and it just makes up Jim Carrey's face on it. Like, let me see. I'm gonna try and pull it up. Just
Oh yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really cool. Yeah.
Sorry, something went wrong.
Yeah, and the
something went wrong.
yeah, something. I think my tablet. I'm getting this on my tablet. And
I thought that was Niall talking.
Swingers is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's.
And it's weird to look at that and go, oh, that's Vince Vaughn.
I know. Look how skinny his ass was.
Skinny
I just rewatched that film the other couple days ago. It's on HBO Max, so I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give this a go." Oh yeah, it does. Even better than because I was a lot younger. Now I feel like I can appreciate it more and get more of what they were talking about. Whereas before I was, still in college or whatever. So yeah, it was good, and the music's great. It's just a nice, like, relaxing, like, chill movie. You feel like you're out with your friends, really, kind of that kind of vibe.
Out with your buddies on a Friday night.
Favreau's your buddy that's moping around because he just lost his girlfriend, and you're trying to cheer him up, and yeah, it's a good movie.
No, I'm glad we're talking about movie posters because I've been collecting them pretty much my entire life. Like when I go to theaters, they literally throw out the posters and I will take them, and I have over 200 different movies.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, my family's been trying to get me to sell some, and I actually have, but I just like them,
Well, it's a moment in time,
Yeah, whenever I get that new studio set up for Cinephellas, I'm going to frame that Ready Player One poster you sent me now.
Oh, yeah.
The one with him with this, or?
Yeah, I believe so.
One where he's got the face shield on? Yeah.
Wade Watts?
Yeah.
The one where he has the very long leg that's very long and photoshopped, yeah. And you guys know the story of not double toasted, what do you call them? The double-sided movie posters. Oh, if the poster is like double-sided or something, if it's double-sided and like you can see through the poster like on the other side, those are the ones meant for theaters. If it's like blank in the back and you can't see it, that means it's a reprint, not one that was produced by the studio.
Oh.
Okay.
And if you look in the fine print at the bottom, which of course nobody looks at, it'll say this is distributed by like a Warner Brothers. This is not to be sold or given out or whatever.
Yeah, that Ready Player One is double-sided, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't send you some single-sided one.
You're like, what am I, cheap? Come on, I wouldn't do that.
Now you go to the theater, like I recognize one of the last times I went that they don't even have physical, they still do have physical posters, but they had a screen with like a digital poster on it. They're doing that a lot more now.
I think my theater's doing the same. Yeah. They used to give them out in the front, like they would just give you free posters like for a while, and then I kept like a bunch of them. But I also had like little carts, like they would give you, like if you go to like the Angelica film theater we used to have here, the film center, they used to give you like little like posters like on a little card, like a postcard.
They're like
that's cool. Yeah, I like when they do that.
They're called lobby cards, yeah.
Lobby cards, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I've gotten those little posters too. Like I like when it's like the premiere of like an IMAX. I collect some of those too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pick them up whenever I see them.
Yeah, they were giving out old classic tickets for when the first It came out. Of this remake one. And I grabbed one of them because it was cool. It had a real cool image on it, limited edition, all that. So I had to kind of have that because I have way too much of a Pennywise collection.
Yeah, when I used to go to the press screeners downtown, the A24 flicks, they would give out free stuff all the time, which was really cool. I missed that.
Yeah, I want to go back to the theater so badly.
Yeah, me
The
too.
one
Me
that's
too.
in Crystal Lake
too.
over here is opening up 100% in, I think they said a week or two.
Yeah.
Damn, 100% too.
You want to go on a date, Bob? Me and you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Well, Unholy is hitting theaters only. It's not even streaming, and I do like Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Possession Tales, and that came out on Easter. So,
Yeah.
Did anybody watch Nobody? Hey, that rhymes.
I wanted to see it, but yeah, I haven't checked it out yet.
No, yeah.
I thought it was going to be streaming too, so I was looking for it, but I was like, oh, this is only in theaters. Yeah, so I didn't get a chance to. I want to. My brother-in-law saw it. He loved it. He said it's really good.
I watched a video on Bob Odenkirk training for it just because it's funny to see Bob, and he said, I don't want to not be the part. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, all right.
But I checked out 2 movies actually. I checked out The Vigil. Has anyone heard of that? No. Well, it's a very, very cheap horror movie. It's Jason Blum, so you know what to expect. A horror movie made for $7. But it's pretty much the Jewish Insidious, where it's this guy. He has like anxiety because he went through a hate crime, and he goes to this like rabbi's house, but he has to watch him for the night, which is like what I guess a vigil is. And it actually is. It's pretty interesting for a little B movie. That's the best compliment I can give it. It's a B movie, something you would watch at like midnight, and it's really short. It's like an hour and 29 minutes.
Uncle Kevin just posted to Facebook. Hold on. It says, Anna Taylor-Joy wins SAG award for Queen's Gambit. Check her out in The Witch, where I first saw her. Great movie and performance.
The Witch? You can't call. I hated that movie so much.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too. I watched it a few times. I could not get into it.
I don't make me. Thou shalt blot. No, don't do that shit. You save that stuff for the Bible. I don't need that when I'm trying to figure out if what's going on with the kids. And I liked her in Split. That was my big thing. Is I loved her in the movie Split.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that movie, The Witch, or The Vitch, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
Bitch.
I pronounce it the waste of money.
I saw it in the theater. So I know how you feel. Yeah. I remember I saw it with my mom, and she was like, I don't know what these people are saying.
Yeah, I didn't have the subtitles on. No fucking idea what they're
I don't
saying.
I don't think it gets better with subtitles. I watched it at home with subtitles. I wasn't crazy about it either.
Yeah, that one,
Like,
I took my sister and I went and saw, and we left, and I was like, I don't know what happened. She's like, yeah, I was like, all right.
Yeah. It's like I didn't know what happened, and I didn't really care either.
Yeah, you're
Like
just like,
Oh my
the
God, whatever.
goat talked? That was what I was waiting for? Oh, now she's floating. All right, cool, I'm out.
Yeah. 'Cause The Lighthouse is way better, Robert Eggers.
I can't wait for his next one. It sounds really cool, like a
The
Viking
Viking.
kind
The
of.
Viking.
Yeah,
The Viking.
the cast looks awesome. Yeah, it sounds like that would be like it's going to be pretty cool.
Stacked. Willem Dafoe, Alexander Skarsgård, Anya Taylor-Joy, bunch of people.
You're putting Skarsgård in a Vikings thing. Like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
He's Norwegian, right? Norwegian or Swedish or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he's descended from. Like, that's why you can look at him and go, yeah, it's about right.
Yeah, his brother was supposed to be in it too, Bill, but I think he had to drop off.
Surprised his father isn't, because his father's
Stellan.
yeah, he's in everything.
Peter Sarsgaard.
And actually, there's 2 other brothers too that act. There's like a bunch of them.
Apparently not that
Jeez.
good, but
Yeah, one of them's in Vikings TV show. It's really excellent. Is Gustav Skarsgård? That's his name.
Wow.
his name's Gustav Skarsgård,
Yes.
Yeah.
and one got away with being Bill.
Yeah. Right. Another one's name is like Terry. Terry Skarsgård.
You can tell someone had a family name there. Grandpa's gonna be pissed if we don't name one after him. All right.
And
Here's
this is
Gustav.
Peter.
All right, the next one, Francis.
Stellan was like, fuck it.
He's like, I can't think of any more fucking names.
You're Bill.
Yeah, exactly. Just what is it? Oh, fucking Bill. Because that's what I'm paying, bitch. That's what I'm paying. Keep having these children.
Do stuff.
That's what you name your kid when you know. Like, that's a boy named Sue type thing. Like, I'm not going to be around to make that kid tough. I'm going to give that kid a messed up name so he has to fight for the rest of his life. Kev put in the chat the things, if he was alive, Heath Ledger. My immediate thing was Baron Zemo. I was like, he could have played
I
Baron
saw
Zemo
more
in
of
a heartbeat.
a villain too. Yeah, obviously he played the Joker, but yeah, I was thinking Baron Zemo or maybe even Loki.
Those were literally the two on my list for Loki and Baron Zemo. Oh, and Winter Soldier possibly, but I like him more as a villain or an anti-hero like Loki.
You know what? I immediately thought the Punisher.
Oh, okay. He could obviously act. He obviously could pull it off. Yeah, he'd have to beef up maybe a little bit, but yeah, I could see that.
God, he could almost be Daredevil. I'd never opened my eyes up to the other stuff.
Yeah, I'd have to probably go with Loki. That's what I was thinking of.
Or even Ghost Rider, maybe.
You know what? No, Gambit. I would go with Gambit.
Oh, yeah.
Gambit?
From X-Men. Yeah, hell yeah, because I love that character.
I like that better than Channing Tatum, man.
Yeah, exactly. I could see Heath Ledger knocking that character.
He's not coming out. The Channing Tatum and Gambit.
Right.
I know. Yeah, I know.
That's not a bad thing. I'm just not feeling it. But yeah, that would have been good casting for that character.
I just wish we got more films from the guy, period. I mean, he just started to scratch the surface of what he could do and then passed away. That sucks.
I didn't watch his last movie, the one with the incredibly long title.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't think I ever did too. I think wasn't it super depressing movie?
Yeah.
Of some sort, yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about. What movie?
The prognosis of something or blah, 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 blah.
Parnassus something.
Yeah, I did see that.
Terry Gilliam. Yeah.
It was very trippy. I did see it.
No, I even saw Brokeback Mountain. The wife loves Heath Ledger. Watched that, and I was like, honestly, the dude acted. You know what I mean? Like it was a sad story, really messed up story, but just like, damn, the guy, he didn't shy away from anything. I could even see him if you gave him long hair. If they ever rebooted The Crow, like he could actually pull that role off well.
He could. Yeah. What about Doctor Doom? I thought about him too. I'm always just trying to cram Doctor Doom into the MC.
Yeah, because we want a good version of Doctor Doom.
Well, the rumor is Doctor Doom's coming in Panther 2. But right now, it's looking more like there's going to be a Wakanda show. So we'll see.
Yeah.
That was interesting where Falcon left off, speaking of Wakanda. I won't say anymore because some of you guys probably haven't seen that. But
yeah, I haven't seen it.
Dude, I stood up and walked out of the room. Didn't even pause anything and went, because I can't make a noise because the wife's sleeping, the boys are sleeping. I get up, I'm like want to go outside. Like,
I know.
Oh, I got
damn. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That show has been just as good as WandaVision, but for so many different reasons.
Yeah.
Because this is building off of in my opinion, the best Marvel movie was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And this is building right off of that to the point where you're like, this is what a comic book was too. You know, it's not all space this and up. It's just flat out people suck, you know. But even they're pulling Zemo really well right now.
Yeah, I need to freaking watch the third episode. I'll watch it.
Yeah,
after we do the podcast.
It's my favorite so far. Definitely favorite
And not
episode
to
so
spoil
far.
anything, I like Zemo in the club, the fist bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That's a meme waiting to happen.
How long's the newest episode? Half an hour, 40 minutes?
It was like
45.
45? Okay.
But worth every damn minute. And the problem is with that show is I feel it just getting legs and then the episode's over. And you're like, damn it, you know, like just give me 5 more minutes and it would have been, which is exactly how you should want it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it never feels like it's been that long, you know?
Yeah, they go by super quick. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and it's a shame there's only 6 episodes too. It's going to be over pretty quick.
Well,
just-
it also is opening the doors for a lot of things. I mean, you're going to see Luke Cage come out of this. I think this is where well, if you think about it, I mean, Isaiah and all that, you have them just this could be an explanation to Luke Cage to bring them into the MCU. I'm not saying they're going to, but I'm saying this is a door with the door's cracked open a little if they ever want to bring them back.
You mean the ones from Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Looks like Charlie Cox is coming back in the new Spider-Man. Did you guys see the supposed signature on some poster and supposedly some Charlie Cox's signature on it? So maybe he will be in it.
Yeah,
Well, someone posted a thing of Disney Plus, and the plus was a cross, and it was a building, and Daredevil was kneeling behind it.
Boss Logic did that. Yeah, I love his artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Logic, for some reason, they give him little tidbits of knowledge, so every once and again, he'll post something that just so happens to come true.
Yeah, they're coming for sure. All those Netflix shows now that Marvel owns them, they're not going to use them. They'll bring them back. They have to. I mean, Punisher, Daredevil. Obviously, they're going to want to redo Iron Fist and get that right. So
thank God.
Luke Cage. What's Miss? Damn it! What's the other one with Jessica Jones? There. Yeah, which I haven't seen yet. I want to see that.
It's good, man. That'll make you like. David Tennant kills it. Like he's perfect in it. Luke Cage, I liked. I mean, Daredevil's the best one out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Daredevil and Punisher for me were really kind of neck and neck. The only reason I give it to Daredevil is the amount of times you got that slow, continual shot of action sequence.
Oh, yeah. There were several. I think in the last season there was one that was like, I can't remember how long, but it was just like one continuous fight for like, it seemed like a half an hour, 20 minutes. It was awesome. Brutal too.
Man, you're gonna get Peter's gonna need a lawyer, and
yeah,
I mean it'll be cool.
Time to call Foggy Nelson and Murdoch.
Speaking of Foggy, I'm waiting for him to pop up on Mighty Ducks.
Yeah,
Eldon Henson. Yeah,
well, he will. We've already seen the picture, so he'll probably. I'm guessing probably maybe towards the latter half. 6, I think, is when they're supposed to show up. The original. So.
Oh God, I just finished the 3rd episode.
Yeah, cool. What'd you think?
I love Bombay. He's a prick.
Yeah, I do. I like a mad drunk, like just not drunk, but just an over it. Bombay went to the top. He was a lawyer. Crashed down.
Yeah.
The hockey coach won again. Crashed down again. Like this is his 3rd peak, and I just want him not to want to rise again because he knows what happens at the end of it. But honestly, the kid who is making is that little podcasting kid. He's also in the Sleepover movie on Netflix, and he stood out the entire time because his comedic timing is fantastic. So like I put it on, and my youngest was watching. He's like, "Oh, that's the kid from Sleepover." Yeah. So next time you got your boy Logan, watch the movie Sleepover.
Sleepover. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Joe Magliano's in it. Molly Ackerman. A lot of big names.
Huh. Cool. We're always looking for something to watch. We'll check it out.
Yeah,
he's good.
Spy Kids in a way.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Too. Love that then. But yeah, he's like the best part of Mighty Ducks in terms of the kids, like his podcast and everything. I love him.
Yeah. You saw the 3rd episode?
I think it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one we saw. Yeah.
I was gonna say, it came a while. Just the part where they're coming at him, he goes, "Tell my moms I love him." just the way he's good, man. I like him. He actually could have a really good career as long as he doesn't become a Disney actor. Then he's screwed. But if he stays away from it, he'll be all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was actually the 2nd episode, wasn't it? I was trying to think. Or was
That's
that
what
3rd?
I thought.
Well,
I thought.
Yeah, it's 2nd episode. Yeah, there's been 2 so far. Because you said 3, and I was like, oh, I think they're, yeah. So
I thought they had
this
3.
one? But no, there's only been 2.
There's only been 2?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, what the hell?
Whatever you're smoking, Bob, I want some.
You know, it's probably because I watched 4 of Invincible. And then
yeah.
There's 3 shows that come on Fridays. I try to squeeze in.
Yeah, it's all because the shows are different episodes. So Falcon was episode 3. This one was episode 2. The other one,
It's 4.
get them mixed up.
It'll be an interesting show, though. I think Disney can squeeze enough out of this.
I hope so.
I don't know how
we'll
many
get
seasons they
another
can go
movie.
without it being horrible, but
Like 25 seasons, probably.
yeah, the 26th is when they're stretching.
The Ducks are going into the senior citizen home.
Everyone's like, Bombay's back, man. He's saying crap. No. He's had a problem. He's having a problem.
Change just
92
depends.
years old. He needs to be changed.
Change just depends.
Gordon, your Metamucil's ready.
Quack, Mr. Duckworth. Yeah, no, we know, Gordon. We know you
He's
were
doing
a
the
lawyer.
quack and his dentures fall out. Quack. Oh.
Oh man.
Roll me on the ice. I kind of want Charlie Conway to be the person who made Ducks go bigger and better and all this. And that's why
I hope.
Gordon's
Yeah,
broken.
I hope so.
Yeah, that'd be
He's
awesome.
so big to the original. Like, if he doesn't come back, I feel like they're, they got to get him back. Obviously, he's the heart of everything. He was the captain, so they got to bring back old Charlie.
Or if you think
And
that's
his
who
mom.
that little boy's father is.
Yeah. I could see that. Kevin, I think, said that too.
Like, because she made sure that it had the C, and Conway always had the C, and he was a big deal when you took it away in the 3rd movie.
Right.
But no, I would love it if Charlie Conway, who was going to college, all that, got the school to change the name to be the Ducks. Like, it would be great if he became what Bombay was, and now Conway's this uber tight, criminal attorney who is like, I would love that. Like, to me, that's a cool way to go with the show.
I didn't even think about that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
It would almost
Okay,
go the same parallel of Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker, where Luke builds this kid up. Oh, you got it. And all of a sudden the kid just goes to the next level, and you're like, no, you're supposed to stay. I would love it if Conway was the villain in this, just because what else could break Bombay? You know what I mean? Like, he's literally broken. Like, mentally, financially, he's done in a podunk. I would love it, honestly, if he ran off and was like, everything I worked for. Oh, now I'm going to be mad if they don't do something like this.
Yeah.
And
It'll work
hopefully
a lot
have-
better rather than being that younger coach from the Ducks now. Yeah, there's got to be a big bad. Because in the first 2, you have those prick coaches that he's going up against. So it's got to
Hopefully
be
he'll have the
somebody. There's gotta
jacket.
be-
The jacket like the villain in the first one.
Yeah.
There's enough
Yeah.
here, boys.
Come on, boys.
It's
Hockey's
not
life.
worth winning if you can't win big.
Come on, Coach Conway.
It was the guy from that old Superman show on ABC. I can't remember the title of it, but it was the
Son-in-law.
whatever the Daily Metch. What the fuck is it called? Daily Planet. It was the guy, the main
Perry White.
Perry White. Yes.
Yeah. He was also in
Son-in-law.
Son-in-Law.
Son-in-law as the dad.
Adventures
That's
of
fun.
Lois and Clark.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
My dad and I used to watch that show all the time.
Yeah.
I watched
It
it
was
for
big back
Superman
then.
until I started noticing Terry Hatcher.
Oh, let's talk about Mighty Ducks. Do you guys want to talk about movies we loved as kids that we don't like as an adult?
Actually, I have one I just need to say real quick.
Okay.
Kelly's probably asleep. She wanted to watch Ladybugs again.
Nice.
Yeah, she loved it as a kid. She had such a hell of a time getting through it the second time.
Really?
Yeah, she had a hard time with that one.
I don't think I've seen that since it came out. So.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus or Prime.
it?
It's on
It's
one
on
of them.
Prime.
Prime.
Yeah, Prime keeps telling me to watch it again. I was like, okay.
Yeah, watch it. I mean, it's
Yeah, I haven't seen it in years, but I watched it a lot because we had cable. So we get HBO, Showtime, Cinemax. It would always be on one of those. So I know I watched Ladybugs a bunch. And I always remember them.
one
the
for me is
part.
probably Space Jam. I can't watch that anymore.
I don't think I ever liked Space Jam, to be honest, until like my cousin was watching it. I was like, I kind of was into it, but I was never really into Space Jam for some reason.
I watched
Oh,
it
yeah.
last year, like during the whole, because they had the documentary on Jordan, and it gave me some nostalgia. But yeah, the movie's not great itself or anything. But it reminds me of going to see that at the theater back in the day. So yeah,
Yeah.
That
Like-
movie's filled with nostalgia, like the music at the time, Michael Jordan.
yeah,
The Looney Tunes were popular again when they had those like 90s shirts with like Bugs Bunny looking like a street thug. Like it was everything like, in that era all in one movie,
right.
And that was,
And I believe I can fly and everything.
oh yeah, that was right in my wheelhouse too. I'm a Chicago kid. Everything is Michael Jordan. He left. Now we get, you know what I mean? Like, just this was at the right time.
Willow.
Oh
and I
God,
rewatched
yeah.
It wasn't
Have
very
you-
good.
You can't rewatch it.
I did rewatch and I didn't like it as much as I did as a kid. I remember really liking it back then, but the special effects are just god awful when you watch it again.
Really?
Yeah, it just looks bad.
You know what? Also, like, it's probably hard to look at a Val Kilmer then, knowing what he turns into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been revisiting a lot of old flicks with my kid, my 6-year-old, and we just watched a few movies. One being Air Bud. Terrible. I loved it as a kid. A dog playing basketball. Holy shit, is that bad? It was from the 90s. It made sense in the 90s. Holy shit, it was bad.
Yeah, I have it on VHS. I still have that.
Speaking of iconic posters,
It's pretty iconic.
I loved how they made like a sequel, like the Golden Retriever, and it's like him catching a football.
Oh, there was like 5 sequels. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he played soccer too. And probably hockey.
Air Bud. Holy shit. That's bad.
He
I
played
never liked
soccer, too.
Air Bud.
He played soccer too. I think it was like World Pup or something.
World Cup. Come on. Oh man, they don't make them like they used to.
No, they need to come out the one where he's a defense attorney now. All the sports injuries got to him.
I would pay to watch that.
I never liked those remember the 90s went through that era where it was like all these dog movies or pet movies, and they were just
Beethoven.
Oh,
Exactly.
I love Beethoven. I love that movie.
Oh, you know what one? Which one I loved as a kid and watched now, and it's kind of hard. The movie Clifford, not the Big Red Dog, but the one with Martin Short.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's a
Loved
very
that
weird
movie as a kid.
Me too.
Is that Charles Grodin or whatever
Yeah.
his name was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that movie has a really bad poster. The poster for Clifford is hilarious because it's like Photoshop. His head is like this, and then the hands match. Yeah.
To make him look tiny.
Dude,
Yeah.
the best part of that movie is he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make Uncle whatever so angry he's gonna have a stroke." But then he talked like this, and he starts talking out the sides.
Oh man, it's
I
bad.
think that's on Prime as well.
It
Might
is.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's-
I kind of want to watch it again just to see how bad it's aged. Because the last time I watched it, I didn't mind it, but it was one of those movies where, like, it was like kind of annoying to me. I don't know. It was very weird, very annoying.
And then like in the 90s, there are those like dog movies. That's a huge pet peeve of mine. I cannot stand those 90s dog movies where it's like stock footage of a dog and then it's a random person doing voiceover.
Shadow!
Oh, Peter, I worried about you so.
Shadow!
Peter, you're okay. Peter.
Like what I'm doing, and it's just, I cannot stomach that. I even as a kid I did not like that.
Is it because their mouth wasn't moving?
No, it's just stock footage of a dog, and it's let's go play sports with the teams, guys. Like,
Oh man, what a
But
time to be able.
I want to try to watch again is Stay Tuned. Remember that one?
That movie hasn't aged well. I watched it a while ago. Stay
The one
tuned.
with John Ritter.
John Ritter and Jeffrey Jones, and he's the devil. Jeffrey
Yeah.
Jones is the best part of it. But
Oh, Logan, you'll dig it at least. You have to watch it at least once. It's on
Sounds
Prime.
familiar.
It's
Yeah.
where John Ritter is addicted to watching TV, and his wife's going to divorce him, and Like it's just really messed up. but you're right it should hit right home for you.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. See if I've maybe seen it. I don't know.
Yes.
Wasn't there like
yeah.
a remote
Yes.
control? On
Yeah, the remote control was
yeah,
evil.
poster. Yeah.
That's one I haven't seen in a long time, but I do remember this. Okay. Yeah.
That was a fun movie. I don't know if Armando, you said it didn't age well.
I don't think it did the jokes to me. I feel like it was so dated to me the last time I watched it. It was a lot of puns. I don't like puns that much. It was so many puns the last time.
Oh, see, that's my bread and butter.
Oh, see, that's probably why. I still own it, so I don't know. Every now and again, I'll be like, let me see if this. Like the last time I watched it, I didn't mind it. I was like, oh my god, this movie just filled with so many puns for me. This is like hell.
Like, I can still watch like Little Giants.
See, I like
can still
that
watch
one.
that movie all the time.
Yeah, I still like that one a lot.
Definitely classic.
Yeah, one that I remember is when I tried to watch it again. This one I couldn't get into it again. But I was into it. It was called Splitting Heirs with Rick Moranis. And he like becomes like some kind of, I think he becomes like a royal, like he's part of the royal family. And Eric Idle is basically like they got switched at birth. Like Rick Moranis basically took his place, and they think Rick Moranis is supposed to be in place to be like he's gonna be like a king or something at some point, or like at least like he's a prince or something like that. That movie hasn't aged well. Like I watched it a while ago. Yeah, John Cleese is in it. Like it's not great.
Yeah. Another movie we talked about in the past, Batman Forever. I loved it. Hate it now. I just rewatched it.
Yeah.
Uncle Henry came over, we reviewed it and tore it apart.
Intruder alert! Shut up! Yeah.
And plus, you could feel how much Tommy Lee Jones hated working with Jim Carrey in that movie.
Yeah.
It's so obvious how much he hated being in that role in the movie and being with Jim Carrey.
Like, have you listened to the interviews Jim Carrey's done about it? He's like, he walked up to me and was like, I don't like you.
Supposedly there's a Schumacher cut that's supposed to be long out there. I heard somewhere on I think it was Kevin Smith's podcast. There's supposed to be a Schumacher cut, a longer version of Batman Forever. It's like, what?
No, that's why I love and hate the Snyder Cut, this world right now, because we're in a world where if enough people petitioned, we got a cut of a movie that I think we deserved. But at the same time, we don't need a 3.5 hour David Ayers cut of Suicide Squad. There's a 5 hour long, if they wanted to do it, Kong and Godzilla. No one needs that shit, you know? I don't need a... Remember when director's cut just meant they put in a couple extra scenes?
Yeah, like three or four extra scenes, and it's like 6 minutes longer.
Exactly.
Like they were saying the other day, what was it? The 20-hour Once Upon a Time in Hollywood cut. They said, like, I have 20 hours of it. I'm like, okay, I guess.
I still like Batman Forever. I have it on VHS, but I still like it. It's nostalgic for me.
Well, I saw it in the theater.
Me too. Man.
Especially
when I think of Batman Forever, I can just hear Seal start singing "Kiss from a Rose."
Baby.
Have you guys ever seen that music video with Seal?
God,
yeah, of course.
It's night and it's like a windy night in Gotham, and he's
black pajamas.
Black pajamas.
The shirt's open, and
then
he's sitting right by the bat signal.
And Batman is just running to his bedroom at the end of it. Like, it's a weird movie.
And if I remember correctly, the music's cut off at that point, and he's just running in silence.
Yeah.
Just the music's done, and then
like, Seal, wait for me. I'm coming. Keep singing.
Batman.
Because then you had R. Kelly trying to recreate "I Believe I Can Fly" with Arkham City.
Gotham City.
Gotham City.
Yeah, we talked about that movie on that song on the last one. It have anything to do with Gotham City? It's kind of.
I'm gonna have to re-listen to that song now to be like, is he talking about anywhere? Is he just like...
Right.
Well, I liked Small Soldiers as a kid, and I like it for nostalgic reasons. But it's not the CGI was kind of bad, even for back then.
I still like it, but yeah, the CGI is very of its time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just put that out on Blu-ray, so I may get it at some point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did. I always go on the home video, like the Blu-ray.com, and they were like, "Oh, Small Soldiers came out on Blu-ray." Kind of want to watch it again. It looked good on Netflix. Like it's CGI again. It's very of its time, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they do have a Blu-ray of it. I'm looking right at it. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I take it back. I like it again.
Yeah, another one that doesn't hold up. Three Ninjas.
We just watched that the other day.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never seen it.
No, the boys think it's great. I sit there and I'm just like, oh.
The fight scenes, they're clearly adults.
Yeah.
Stunt doubles.
Not
It's
to
supposed to
mention,
be a 10-year-old kid. It looks like he's, you know.
which
40.
one of the parents were adopted? How do they have this old Pat Morita grandfather and both of those people are whiter than ghosts?
I don't know.
Right.
Like, oh no, that's our old neighbor. We call him Grandpa. Like, and you let him take your boys for a summer? What's going on? Like, you know what's going on?
Exactly. It doesn't hold up. Not as good as I remember.
They call the little one Tum Tum because he'll eat everything. You just calling your grandkid fat?
Yeah. Yeah, was it Rocky? What was
Rocky,
it?
Colt, and Tum Tum.
Tum Tum. Yeah.
Um,
Let's say Rocky and Bullwink.
Then they had the second one where they go overseas and they come back with a girl and they're on a baseball team. And then there's one with Hulk Hogan, I remember.
I saw that one. I saw the Hulk Hogan.
I may be thinking of that other movie, Surf Ninjas.
I love Surf Ninjas.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah, I love that movie. I haven't watched it and I haven't seen it in over 10, 15 years, at least.
Yeah.
That was one that we were trying to product placement with Game Gear.
Yeah.
You had the predictive video game.
What a time to be alive, boys.
Now I'm trying to think of movies that, because there's a lot of them out there. I'm just trying to think ones I liked as a kid.
That aren't, you don't like anymore.
Yeah.
What about UHS? Anybody watched that lately?
I
remember watching that back in the day.
I own it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I love that damn movie.
Is it like a cult classic now, would you say?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm just surprised more people haven't gotten to it. Like, I think Scream or Shout Factory, someone put it out.
Shout Factory.
Yeah, I got a nice little stash from them. I got Slither, Behind the Mask, Sleepaway Camp, and Demon Knight. Nice. And I love Demon Knight. Actually, I'll watch that and tell you guys if that holds up because I love that thing. I
watched it opening weekend. Yeah, that's good.
I had it on VHS tape. I'd watch it all the time.
I'll tell you, it holds up. I watched it a few Halloweens ago. It's pretty good. It's still pretty good.
I love that movie. I figured this would be a perfect weekend considering like where the blood's from. Like, why not have it on Easter?
Yeah.
All right.
I finally thought of a movie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. I liked it as a kid. I don't like it now.
Okay.
Which one was that?
Is that the one where
Samurais?
they were back in time? Yeah, Samurai.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Turtles in Time.
Yeah, that one wasn't very good.
The soundtrack was good, but that was about it.
Yeah.
One that just popped in my head, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I really dug it as a kid. I rewatched it. It was a lot more cheesier, but back then it freaked the hell out of me when they put the people in the cotton candy cocoons.
Yep.
I have that on Blu-ray as well, along with they came out with pop figures of the clowns. I was like, I have three of the four they released. No, but it's exactly that. It's a cult class. Like, yeah, it was never going to be great.
Yeah, I tried to watch. I think I said it before. I tried to watch that movie like a few months ago. No, like last year. I couldn't get into it. Like, I liked it, but I think the cheesiness of it was like, it was too much for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Space Jam, did you guys see the new trailer though?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see
you guys think?
I think I'm just gonna unfortunately watch it when it comes out and then probably never watch it again.
Yeah, same here. I'll watch it on HBO Max and forget about it.
I'm there for
2 hours later.
Easter eggs. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm there to see it won't be a theater watch.
Well, to be honest, I feel like this one has more of a story than the first one.
Whoa. That first story was Michael Jordan had to go and help the Looney Tunes not be turned into slaves. So yeah, it was civil rights. No, yeah, I don't get this whole second one where like now he's in the computer and the Iron Giant's there now. Like even in the movie world, LeBron James makes his own teams. Like he's gonna trade someone halfway through that damn game.
Yeah, he is. I can't stand him.
Henry, you were saying the cameos. I'm there for that too. Like, they had a Clockwork Orange in there, Jack Nicholson's character. They had Pennywise.
Pennywise.
I know they have Harley Quinn.
Pennywise. They have a lot. Yeah, they have the whole Warner Brothers, everything they own. So yeah, that's a lot of movies.
Well, I
I'm
did see the
interested to see
Flintstones and
what we're
stuff.
gonna see. Yeah, Scooby-Doo was in there. I saw the mystery van. Yeah, they have all
Honestly,
the
though, if they
Hanna-Barbera
would have
stuff.
kept it like cartoon-wise, like how they made him look in the beginning, where he's like, ah, and he blows and his legs pop up. If they would have kept the movie like that, oddly enough, I'd been like, yeah, okay, I'll watch it. I don't know why that would have been the deal maker for me. Just like, there's
I
gonna be
read
a straight
today,
voice.
what's her name's going to be the voice of the rabbit?
Zendaya.
Yeah, Lola the bunny, or whatever her name is.
I like the fact that they're like, all right, Sam, shoot the ball. And he shoots it. And I was like, if everyone was mad about the skunk, Yosemite Sam just shot the shit out of a ball where there's a lot of people.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking too.
Apparently, Gabriel Iglesias is the voice of Speedy Gonzalez. I was like, okay, well.
Lefty.
I feel like with Apple Pew, they could just change it with the times. They don't have to get rid of the character completely. Like instead of making him like creepy and whatnot, they could have just made him romantic. Like he gives like a rose or something to Lola Bunny or something. But like what he did to that cat was like over the top even for back then.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, he was, yeah. And he didn't care until that white stripe came down that cat, and all of a sudden, then he was into it. But I don't see how people didn't think that was rapey back then. Like, even as a kid, I thought Baby It's Cold Outside was a little over the top. I was like, just let her go home, man. Just let her go home.
Come on, just have one more drink. I don't care if you have to go home and do stuff tomorrow. You're staying here with me. So what? There's a foot of snow outside. Baby, I got more drinks here. Stay here.
Does this wreck smell like
creepy Christmas
chloroform?
song. Yeah. Baby, it's cold outside.
Can you imagine Bill Cosby singing that song? Over the side.
I guarantee you he did it.
Having it with some pudding.
Instead, he called it put some Jell-O inside.
Stick it with some pudding.
Baby, it's pudding outside.
I just love the narration. Not being able to see
I
that.
know. We might have to keep you as a narrator, Niall. Although we'll miss your face. Uncle Kevin just texted us. He says,
Hey,
hey boys, miss ya. SAG Awards are on too. My dad, cousin, and I are watching First Cow. I don't know, maybe that's a typo. This is the last that's the name of the film, First Cow. This is
Maybe
the
it's
last
a 90s movie where a cow becomes president.
The list. Happy Easter and see you in 2 weeks.
Oh,
Nice.
real quick. I watched Bad Trip on Netflix. That movie is fucked up. It's funny. I laughed my ass off, but it was just like, man, I don't know if I could watch it again.
Yeah,
Is that the one with Eric Andre?
Yeah, where Jeff Tremaine helped him
Wow.
shoot it, just like they did Bad Grandpa.
So it's like a prank movie then? Is it like
Yeah.
a bunch of different
And Tiffany
skits?
Haddish is in it. She does really well.
I thought she was the best part of it. She was
Yeah,
really,
but
really
Eric
funny.
Andre, like, I swear he wants to do this just to mess with people, and I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Does
I
he
watched.
get naked in this like he gets naked and everything
In the
else?
first 10 minutes. You see his balls in the first 10 minutes of the movie. But it's more like the reaction of everyone around him. Like he tells someone, he's like, oh, that's the girl of my dreams right there. Man, I haven't seen her in years. I'll finish up your car and then, then I'm going to go talk to her. Then he does it and the vacuum sucks all his clothes off. He's like, what the hell did you do? And the guy's like, I turned on the vacuum. Look, Tiffany Haddish like kind of robs the store. These, it's worth a watch. It's worth Harry, if you watch it while you're at work, just doing over some paperwork or something, have it in the background. It's a perfect movie for that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. It's on Netflix, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched
I like
that. Yeah, I watched that with my aunt. Like, she doesn't speak English, so I like trying to translate for her. It worked. It still. Yeah, I had to explain some of it to her. Like the part where he puts the hand in the what's in the trailer. But there's a thing where he's working at like a juice bar or something.
Yeah.
The smoothie bar. Yeah, she really busted out laughing at that part. She could still get like I told her the basics. And she got into it. She was telling me, "Oh my God, he showed me this movie today," and she was like laughing about it. Yeah, yeah. I like the part. There's a part when she's looking for her car, and she goes to like this bar, and this lady's like, "Oh no, I saw those people. They came into place." And she's like, "Did you see the people who took my car?" And this lady's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna just let you know they're looking for you." And no, Tiffany Haddish is like, "Oh no, she came in and she's looking for you guys."
Oh, the girl who just threw everyone under the bus.
Basically, yeah.
I'm sorry, it's a fun movie to watch. It's not something. It's just it felt like I was having a bad trip because like half of the people in the movie know they're in the movie, the other half don't.
Yeah, I like the reactions. Like it felt very natural. Like that. Like it's not like, oh, we're just gonna make fun of the people. Like there's usually like that's I feel like the new trend. Like everybody, the people that are in on it, the joke is always on them, and it's always the best to like get the reaction. Like how you see the reactions from everybody. And how they're just like, okay, what's going on right now?
I'm gonna check it out soon. Probably this week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth honestly now. It's worth a watch, even if you end up hating it. Like you'll have some laughing moments where you're just like, oh, holy shit,
Okay.
Because there's a lot of movies that I'll watch and be like, oh, I'm not sure, but at least it's got some funny movies in it.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I just got updates on the SAG stuff as well.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, the winner for Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble in a Motion Picture went to the Trial of the Chicago 7.
Cool.
Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a leading role is actually Viola Davis.
Wow.
Yeah, over all these other people, I'm surprised. Oh, not over Amy Adams. Yeah, she shouldn't have won anything. That was a horrible performance. The male actor was Chadwick Boseman for Black Bottom as well.
Who else did you say? I heard Chadwick Boseman.
Viola Davis won for Best Actress. The Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble was Trial of the Chicago 7.
I still haven't seen that.
It's good. Honestly, to see Sacha Baron Cohen as Abby Hoffman, that's real interesting.
That's the main reason I do want to see it, with them being in it, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, forgot about it.
A comedy series for TV, Schitt's Creek won again. Is everyone else watching the same show as that or not? Because I've watched a lot of it and it's okay.
I'm the same way with it. I'm not crazy about. I'm trying to see like what everybody's going.
It's good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's good, but like Ted Lasso, I just started watching that though. But that is fantastic so far. Like I love everything about Ted Lasso.
I started that one. I wasn't crazy about it. I want to keep going with it. Like some of it didn't seem like it was like, I guess I was expecting, because it was the same guy that Scrubs. I guess I was expecting kind of the same thing, but I kind of feel like it's going to be a different thing.
Well, even Zach Braff directed an episode of Ted Lasso.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, did he? I didn't even know that.
Dead to Me was up for the award too. Same with The Flight Attendant. Dead to Me was good. Well, from what I watched, it got canceled. So, an outstanding performance by a male actor in a drama series went to Jason Bateman for Ozark.
Wow,
damn.
awesome. Well,
I didn't see that coming. I mean, he went over a lot of people.
Sure.
Female actress Catherine O'Hara went with Schitt's Creek. Yeah, what was it? Yeah, I have to finish Ozarks. Logan and Henry here, both of them kept saying, I know shit about fuck. And
yeah, that's from that.
Now you know.
Ruthie.
Honestly, that is one of the most low-key shows that are fantastic that don't get anywhere near the notoriety they deserve.
Yeah. Just in time for it to be ending. That's when most people are discovering it.
The only way this has ever happened. Outstanding action performance by a stunt ensemble. Winner, Wonder Woman 1984.
False. That is incorrect.
Oh, Logan, do you still have that Blu-ray?
Yeah, if you want, I can send it to you.
Nice. Thank you.
I will never watch it again.
How the hell? I'll see this bullshit too. Outstanding action performance by a stunt ensemble in a comedy or drama series. Their winner was for Mandalorian, which is fine, but not when it was up against The Boys, Cobra Kai, and Westworld.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I can see that either.
Like The Boys, I would give it to maybe I'm just a homer with it. Maybe it's just the fact that I think The Boys is a great show, but there's some great action sequences in there.
Yeah, there is. And I wouldn't be mad about Cobra Kai either.
Oh, it just keeps getting better. I'm really excited for the next season.
Yeah.
And the thing is I don't even think the next season's going to be the last one. Like, I think they could probably go for 2 more seasons.
See him getting to 5.
Yeah. Because,
Cobra Kai?
Yeah, Cobra Kai.
Well, I'm wondering who Hey, Niall, do you watch Cobra Kai at all?
A little bit.
Well, I'm just wondering who Kreese called. Like, there's a couple
It's the guy from 3 with the ponytail.
Yeah, the bad guy.
Yeah, I was thinking it was the Steven Seagal guy.
Yeah, because they were in Vietnam together. That's I think they kind of tied it in.
Yeah, because wasn't he an action star? He was in all these movies.
He was in that time period. He was in some action movies.
That actor, the character, not the actor, was in a bunch of movies, but the character was supposed to be like this action movie guy.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about maybe favorite practical effects in movies?
Oh, that's an easy one for me.
Go ahead.
The Thing.
The Thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. That was so before its time in terms of effects. Came out in 1982. It was just one of the best ever. Best ever.
Yeah. Yeah. That was awesome. Iconic stuff there with the head on the spider legs and just all those practical effects are amazing looking.
And Jeff Goldblum, The Fly.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Pretty much anything from the 80s and like horror movies.
Yeah, pretty much. That's on my list.
Yeah. The Nightmare on Elm Street stuff had some awesome practical effects.
Johnny
him
Depp
coming through the TV, Johnny Depp getting sucked into the bed. Yeah. Some really cool stuff.
Freddie was looking over Nancy.
Coming through the wall. Yeah.
Yeah. That was fucking insane.
Could we call it a practical effect at the end of Poltergeist? Remember,
I'm trying to think which part.
All the skeletons and all that, and they made it look like it was this and this one. In fact, it actually was really skeletons. It's practical enough when it's literally the actual thing.
Yeah, definitely. I forgot about that. Speaking of like Cronenberg from The Fly, we got Scanners where the guy's fucking head blows up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of the greats in horror. American Werewolf in London, Rick Baker, that won an Oscar from 1981. Yeah, me too. One of the best ever.
And Standup too.
Yeah.
Rick Baker retired, I think, right?
Yeah, he's got to be.
Now he just has an Instagram account where he does he dresses himself up and makes himself up to look like different characters. So if you follow him on Instagram, he was doing that.
I follow like those schools that do practical effects. I forget the names right now, but they have cool stuff.
Yeah, makeup effects schools.
Yeah, like that show Face Off they used to have on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, I used to watch that. It's good stuff. Thinking what else? Practical effects Jaws. The big shark. Bruce the shark.
Bruce the shark. Cool.
And isn't the story that Bruce didn't work? Like it was broken? Something like that.
Yeah, Bruce broke, and that's why Bruce isn't seen in a lot of the movies, but that made the movie a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. You didn't get to see him until, that was part of what was scary. You couldn't see what was down below. But you knew it was coming.
Exactly. Let your mind do all the scaring for you. Same like what Hitchcock did. But like Psycho. He put the chocolate syrup down the sink or down the drain, and we all thought it was blood. Yeah.
Way
That's
before
not-
time.
That's not the only thing Uncle Norman put down the sink drain.
It's true.
Looking through the peephole.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah, we don't know. In all fairness, that could have been what was on the other part of the chocolate. It was black and white, but I'm not sure we know that.
I actually do have a poster of Jaws I got from a yard sale. That's pretty cool.
Really? That's cool. I need to get one.
Their iconic movie poster was Psycho.
Actually, I still have the picture. I think I probably put it on the group message before. I watched the United States versus Billie Holiday. Did anyone watch that?
I didn't
Not
see
yet.
that yet. No.
Uncle Kevin did.
All right, well, I'll save that for him then. But yeah, I actually like it a lot. They did one with Diana Ross years ago and Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
What was it? Something. I can't remember the title right now, but
Is it Lady Sings the Blues?
that's it. Yeah, but I thought this one was pretty good. Yeah, I liked it.
Cool.
And it's on Hulu, correct?
Yeah. So like, if you guys see it, we can save that for the next one.
Yeah, let's save it because Uncle Kev will have something to say. He said that the girl's performance, the actress' performance, was the best. He thinks she'll win over Frances McDormand.
No, her performance was great. She's I don't know, I can't remember her name. Rise Up, that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. I don't know the music of today. Excuse me.
Oh, did anybody? I think we were talking about in the chat the last Blockbuster. I watched that on
Yeah.
Netflix. That was good. I really
No,
liked
yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, we watched that last Sunday. Yeah. All the nostalgia, man. I just
Yeah.
remember going Blockbuster Friday nights. It was awesome. Great
Yeah.
feeling. You remember the smell, and
Yeah.
now it's a whole different era.
The
Digital.
Twizzlers
Yeah.
that have been there for 5 years.
Yeah.
And Bob, you said you worked at Blockbuster for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you watched it yet?
That was a great. That was one of my favorite jobs. It was real relaxed, and no, there were a lot of assholes that were, that like come in, you didn't have their movie or blah blah blah. But honestly, like it was great. Like every week you'd go in on Thursday and they'd have like 4 or 5 different sets of movies. Like, oh, this comes out, on Tuesday. This comes out on Tuesday, and you'd get 20. Wait, was it? I think it started off with 10 free rentals a week, and that included games and all that. And then it went nuts.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to Blockbuster that often. Like my experience with it was just it was kind of it was frustrating because they like it was right like kind of close to when Netflix really started to become a thing and become a trend, like become a big thing. It was like late night, like 99, 2000, and it was always a pain because they never had what I wanted. It was always like just whatever was the most popular stuff, which I understand. But at that point, it was like I'm always jealous when I hear all these everybody else's stories. It's like, oh, I found all these cool movies because like over like in this area, it was always like the most like standard stuff that we had. And like eventually, I know once they transferred to DVD, they did kind of get some better picks, better choices, but it was sad like how like you could just go in there, and I always noticed like a few times I like experienced it, like how people like really could like bond, and you could talk to people about other movies you could watch. And like that documentary really did show how there was like it was a real communal experience, and how people really got into movies just going in there. It was like film school for a lot of people. And you got to experience so many things. And you kind of get that sort of with streaming, but it's just so different now because it's so many ways you can get it. It's not the same exact thing. So I can't really say, like for me, I wasn't nostalgic for it because I didn't really feel that exact thing, but I kind of got what the movie was trying to get through about how fun it could be and how good that story used to be when it was a thing, and how even Netflix was like, hey, we should team up together and Blockbuster's like, no, that's dumb. We're not gonna do that. And then they basically like lost everything. Like it just basically, it's like Netflix basically got ahead and they figured out how to do stuff and how to make it more convenient in a way that Blockbuster didn't. And once Blockbuster figured out way too late and they didn't get on it when they should have, it just basically blew up in their faces.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Then that and Redbox started making a huge.
That
like,
too.
It was going big. And this one guy, I remember, he's like, "Well, I'll just go to Redbox." I'm like, "All right, dude. There's 5 copies in there. I have 12 on the wall. One of them's going to be returned by tonight."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all about the atmosphere of the environment. You know, bullshitting with the people that work there, or customers, just talking movies and just that smell. You know, you can't get that at home.
No, and it was always like, you always wanted to put on. We would always put on like a movie that we wanted to watch, if like, but in like average time where you're just putting on like it's Saturday morning and you know people are gonna be coming in with their kids or whatever. You got to make sure you put on some Uber fine and okay. My go-to was always Good Burger for some reason because I can seriously still watch that movie. Like we watched it 2 days ago. It's just because it's something that you could just throw on. That I did Little Giants, Harry Potter's. I never watched them, but I know people like them, so I put them on. But when you got to like people stopped coming in at 10 and we were still open for another 2 hours, we put like Fast Times or Uncle Buck or something because technically they were still PG. They were just PG for the 80s where they got
which is like equivalent to a rated R or PG-13.
Absolutely. Yeah. But no, honestly, it was great, and I really think that because the family video that chain is dying down a lot. At least 3 of them around here died.
Yeah.
But I think honestly, with the success of this, it wouldn't surprise me if Blockbuster doesn't try to do something. They're not even an entity anymore. But if there wasn't a chain that decided to form up out of it, or if whoever bought the rights to Blockbuster doesn't try to do something, or if hopefully they don't, and it makes that place in Oregon just that much more of a destination spot.
Yeah, true. You know how you were mentioning angry customers earlier? I wonder if someone was like 15 years ago said, "You know something, Khakis boy? I'm going to go to Netflix." And then you were like, "Yeah, good luck with that, whatever that is."
Yeah.
No, it was still a thing, but the streaming wasn't a thing yet. So it was DVDs by mail.
Was the mail and bullshit.
Yeah.
And Blockbuster was doing the same thing, but I do remember them going like, yeah, they tried to merge with Netflix. Netflix wanted to team up with Blockbuster, and Blockbuster laughed at it. And I remember hearing that when we were still working there. I'm like, that really doesn't make sense. Why are we trying to do this then? You know, and then Redbox came, and then just slowly but surely, I was like, oh, all right, you know. But it was funny because everyone talks about how readily available everything is and stuff like that. But I think it was more along the lines of, I think a lot of these people who talk about, you know, I don't know what to watch. There's so many horrible movies out there. I think they could benefit from a video store where you have people who watch everything, sit there and talk to people about movies. I've met customers from that store that I still talk to this day. One of them almost stood up in my wedding, just like all extremely close.
That's awesome.
And I mean, there's 3 coworkers and yet we still talk all the time. And it was the best job. We all had a blast with it. No one there was no dirty politics or anything like that. Like it was just flat out, we go there, we have fun, we laugh at the movies, you know, and we laugh at customers like every other retail job. And then when you closed up and you were vacuuming, it was fun. It was an absolute blast. I wish more people could experience it, honestly.
Yeah, because the last time I think they closed like the last one here, like around my neighborhood, it was like 2011. It was the last Blockbuster I saw, and they were just like, okay, all our DVDs, you can buy them, just put them. Basically, you could take all our DVDs, put them in a bag, and it's all $7.99. And that was the last time I went to one. And I don't know, it was not that like buying the stuff was fine. Some of them were broken, so I was like, okay, this was like I lost some money on it, but it was like the people there, it didn't seem like they really were into it. It was just they were just there for a job. Because I think time has already changed by like 2011. It was already such a different thing anyway, and Netflix was already so big. Like people are, it's like that experience. Also, the internet exists now, so I think people just don't really have that feeling like, oh, I got to talk to somebody about movies. I can do it online, But it's a different thing altogether,
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were born into it, like us older fellas, like it's
Right.
like a totally different experience. It's like if you're going out with a girl when you were a teenager or whatever, you guys would go pick out some movies. Like the documentary says, it's like it was just the whole experience. Like
Yeah.
you went there, you let her pick something out, you pick something out, and you end up probably not even watching either one because you guys are kissing face or whatever during the whole thing. But it was like, instead of and people are missing that today. It's like, which
Or
is
you get
kind of
that
sad.
sleepover, and you and your friends would all run across and each grab a
Yeah.
movie, some popcorn, pick up a pizza on the way home.
Yeah.
It was a stop in or the last day of school. We would grab a bunch of horror movies and go and watch them that whole day. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much me through high school, just going to get a bunch of like horror flicks and odd movies, renting them. Things I've never heard of and just finding them that way.
That's when Blockbuster started getting their exclusives with the After Dark stuff, and that's where I found was it Miramax Extreme or something that put out Teeth and Shrooms, and it's because of them that I had, because of working there, I became a huge fan of independent films and obscure horror movies, and also found some of my favorite movies like Kung Pao. That was my favorite movie because I was watching Blockbuster one day and was just like, what the hell is this? I watched it and I didn't know that it's out of print on DVD. They'll never put it on Blu-ray, but I own it, and it's one of my favorite things. I still have movies that I got from Blockbuster, like Fanboys. They never put it on Blu-ray.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have a few like Blockbuster exclusive because I think what they do is once they close down Blockbuster, they just send it to like Walgreens or something, and you can just buy it. So I have like I got that movie Harsh Times with Christian Bale.
Oh yeah, where he's Hispanic somehow.
Where he's Hispanic somehow.
Like he does a Cheech Marin impression that entire movie.
Yeah. And then I think for some reason, I think I mentioned this before, I have 2 copies of The X with Zach Braff and Jason Bateman, and one of them was a Blockbuster exclusive because my mom forgot I bought it when it first came out on DVD. So she's like, oh, here's a copy, and it was like a Blockbuster exclusive. But one is like an unrated, and then one is a theatrical that you could only get at Blockbuster.
Lucky you, huh?
Yeah.
You have a piece of history.
Yeah, a piece of history.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like on the documentary, I wonder if, everybody knew that the Blockbusters were closing. Like on those last days, did people just go in there and scoop up a bunch of stuff? And obviously they don't have to return it.
Liquidation sales. Each location had a liquidation sale. And what corporate did was corporate sent us boxes upon boxes. We're talking big boxes of these little envelopes. And each one had a sticker on it. And it was from when we were doing the mail products, like the mail-in products. They were all Blu-rays or DVDs, and it would have the label of what it was on it. And they were like $2 a piece or $3 a piece. So I would go through and I would grab everything I wanted. And again, they didn't offer us a severance package or anything like that. So between that and these boxes of toilet paper that we never used, those were my severance packages. The wife and I did not have to buy a thing of toilet paper for the first year and a half of our marriage because of all the toilet paper I grabbed from the store.
That's awesome.
Oh, so that's what happened last year with the
exactly.
They're
They're just doing what I already did. I started that trend before it was popular. But no, like I have the movie Bullet on Blu-ray. I've only watched it once, but like honestly, towards the end of it, they were like, "Here's some mallets. Can you break apart all the shelves?" And yep, we made a day of that. And we just took mallets to the entire store,
Oh wow.
Wow.
But I even have a shirt that has yet to be. It's still in the wrapping that they sent at work. I have a Blockbuster polo work shirt.
Wow.
Never been or anything. It's downstairs. And one of my friends was like, you sell that? I was like, yeah, I'm kind of just gonna leave it like this. And fun thing, I was the last employee of the month at the Blockbuster right by Randall and 62 there. In Algonquin, you know where I'm talking, Logan. It's the Sprint store now. It was a mattress store as well.
Yeah, right there. I was there before I moved out here.
It was the last employee of the month, and then it was Hispanic Heritage Month, so somebody switched my name tag from Bob to Roberto. Well, I wasn't the last employee of the month. That was the last time they acknowledged one. They just kept switching my names to different everything else. I have one that says Iceman. I'm sure Roberto's around here. And then I have Tyler Perry Presents Bob, which was the last one I wore.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I used to have a Blockbuster membership card somewhere. My mom used to have one. I don't know what I did with it. I wish I had kept it, though. Because when we had moved, we had all these, like, we would sometimes keep some of these things. But I always loved how the card looked because it always looked so official. Like, you're a member of Blockbuster if you get the membership card. You know, you feel like a king because you have that card. You know?
Yeah.
I just wish I had gone more, but, like, just for reasons, like, we would go and like, you would find, like, interesting things, but I always felt like maybe because also, like, I feel like certain like areas, like in my area, we never got like the crazy like horror movies. Like we would get some of them, but it was always like the most mainstream stuff by the time I was going. It's too bad that like there's not really too much video stores that exist the way like there's sometimes you'll hear like stores like I think there's one here in Houston. This guy has like a bunch of old VHSs. He's not near me, but he keeps like a bunch of them and he just rents them out. They're all his personal copies, and it's like if you want to go there, you just basically call him or something, and you can go and like look around, and he just does it like in his basement, and he just like, okay, I have all these old horror movies. If you guys want to come, I'll let you rent them. So like that part I like that there are people who are so into home video because I'm really into home video. I don't buy everything. Like I used to be very into collecting, but I do like that there's people who are just very into VHS collecting and renting them out. It's like such a cool little niche of like people who are so into film and so into like they're obsessed with it, but it's so much like I have to preserve it, but like I want to share it with people. I know I've watched like a few documentaries on like VHS collecting too, where like people will be like, I go to flea markets and all these things. So in a way, it's like it's kind of cyclical, but it's like goes into different ways, different modes of doing it. Even if it's not Blockbuster, it's like people still want to kind of have that experience in a certain way, even if it's not the exact same thing. I find that very interesting too.
Yeah, I still own a bunch of VHS tapes. I have it in my dad's place. It's still in the cabinet there where I kept them. So still got some VHS tapes. Maybe some of them will be worth something someday, but if not, I'll just I'll have to bring them here and put them on my display case, at least.
Yeah, your Titanic box set will look good in your office now.
Absolutely.
For the 4 VHSs in the box set. The extended
I'll never
cut.
let go.
I'll never let go.
12-hour version.
Yeah, I only watched that second disc, or second, because that was when the good stuff started.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I still have like a bunch of VHSs, but I think it's not. I don't have like any crazy like movies that like most of the stuff that if I find like really obscure, like really interesting stuff, I just get the Blu-rays of them. But it's like just mostly like mainstream stuff, not really a lot of indie stuff, just mostly like whatever big movies I have, like Independence Day, I have Titanic. I mean, I feel like everybody had Titanic. That was like the one to get for a while.
Everybody had it, yeah.
Yeah, everybody knew, got to put on the tape 2. That everybody just knew that was the one to watch. And then most of what I have like on VHS is like recorded episodes of like Late Night with Conan O'Brien and Mad TV.
Mad TV.
Yeah. Wow. They're right next to me in this closet. And I tried to buy like DVDs of Mad TV, and it was annoying because they don't have all the seasons. They only have like 1 through 5, and then a best of the later ones. And then HBO Max had Mad TV. So I don't know. I'm just like I'm happy I still got my VHSs of that. So
yeah, I started watching Mad TV on HBO Max again.
Oh yeah, I watched some of it. How do you think? Do you think it's?
Oh, I remember watching it when it first came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was over at 10, and then I'd go and watch SNL.
That was how I did it too. Yeah.
The one thing I have to start doing is I have to collect all of my In Living Colors.
Yeah.
There you go.
In living color, hated it.
I'm-
Homie, don't play that.
I was watching In Living Color the other day. I like when Kim Waynes did Grace Jones. Do you
Oh
find?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so funny. Yeah.
That show was hilarious.
Did you see the one with Jim Carrey and he was like a French waiter and she's like, "I'll take a raw alligator." It was,
Yeah.
Sounds
That show was
familiar.
the best alternative to
Great show.
any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like have only like the first 3 seasons of In Living Color. I got really into it because I was very into sketch comedy, like in middle school, high school, and I remember like the only annoying thing I don't like about the DVDs of In Living Color is they cut out all the musical parodies. So like you can go to, but I think you can go to like YouTube and watch them. That's how I
Yeah, but
watched
you get to
Matthew.
watch a very young Jennifer Lopez and Rosie Perez dance on there, and
Yeah,
The Fly Girls.
Fly Girls, yep.
yeah,
Shawn Wayne's just went by SW1.
yeah, that's right.
you know, that's an
SW.
actor who doesn't age too. Marlon Wayans. Just to go
Yeah.
back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I feel like he's so a lot of
Jennifer Lopez too.
Yeah. Jennifer Lopez is on my list.
Yeah, she's like 50. And like, I'm like,
J-Lo.
Yeah.
Another one I was thinking was Lauren Graham.
What about Elizabeth Hurley? I think she doesn't age.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
she
she's
looks
always
terrific for her age. Wow. I always see her. It's funny because I go to like yahoo.com just to like read the like headlines, you know, because it's like real news, but then it's like celebrity shit. So I just peruse it, and it's always got a picture of Elizabeth. Like, wow, look at Elizabeth Hurley. She just took a new bikini pic or something. It's always so that's how like I still see her. It's like that. But yeah, she looks good. I think she's like close to 60 or might even be in her 60s at this point. I think she is actually.
Oh, that reminds me. It's Pete Davidson, Suicide Squad. The
Yeah.
troll. I think he's gonna die.
Yeah, I think so too. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
No, the only person I care about in that movie is King Shark now.
And
Well,
Yeah. No. I was like, we get that. We get Polka Dot Man, like John Cena. It's just gonna be fun.
polka dot
yeah.
looks like Wonder Bread. The packaging on Wonder Bread.
Yeah,
Yes.
it just looks so over the top and cool. I like the whole how they're doing like a Dirty Dozen kind of thing where they drop them off on this island and it's sort of like Vietnam era feel to it. So yeah, I can't wait. It looks ridiculous, you know, with what's the shark, King Shark going around just like ripping people in half, and then apparently it has what's the starfish
Starro.
villain? That's Starro. Starro is the villain, and that's big because that's a big in the comics, of course. Starro's a big villain.
Yeah, and
I mean, who doesn't want to see a big fucking starfish on the island against the
if you put
Suicide Squad?
Godzilla up next to it, that's a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There you go. Maybe that's the next sequel.
But if this, I know this movie is going to obviously be successful, but do you think if it's, I don't know, do you think they're still going to do that release the A or cut or just?
I hope not.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just stop. I don't think not everything needs a cut. Another cut. I don't want to sit through 4 hours again.
A sucker cut from Wayne's World. It sucks while it cuts. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't need a longer of that Suicide Squad. I had to sit through an hour and a half of it already, and I was really pissed off.
And Will Smith was in it. Didn't help for you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, just Will Smith ruins a lot of shit, okay?
Y'all jokers must be crazy.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? We didn't need that.
What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
Exactly.
Don't say that.
Jeez.
It was just pandering as all hell. There was one thing I was waiting for that didn't happen, thankfully, and that was Will Smith to have a rap song on the soundtrack.
I
I
actually
was
did this.
waiting for a Suicide Squad rap, and now he's just like, this is what does it. This is what makes me start to hate cinema, is when Will Smith takes over a DC property and does a goddamn rap about Harley Quinn, and we have to deal with this. Like, I didn't even go to the theater to see it because I was like, I'm going to end up hitting somebody. I'm going to watch it when it comes out on video, and I did. And I'm glad I did because I just shook my head the entire time, like, just, God damn, you know? There are very few times I'm in the theater where I watch something that bad and I don't get just even more mad because I spent money on it. Like The Witch, the movie Mama. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, such a bad horror movie too.
That was with Jessica Chastain. Yeah, I remember that. Forgot about it.
Yeah, it was a terrible movie.
It was Uncle Andy Muschietti.
Logan, do the voice. Come on.
Welcome, boys. It's your Uncle Andy Muschietti here. Very beautiful day today in Argentina.
What about your sister?
Barbara, the most beautiful breast here in Argentina. Drinking the fresh sangria. Love Uncle Andy.
It sounds like a person that smokes a pack a day.
Oh man.
I actually did listen to the Suicide Squad soundtrack, and it, like every soundtrack to a DC movie, it doesn't have anything to do with the movie. Like it had Ross on it, and he's like, at the Grammy, Killer Croc and I at the Grammy Awards, we're still selling dope with the Miami boys, and it's like nothing to
Is
do
it
with.
on the Suicide Squad soundtrack?
Wow.
Yeah,
Who the hell? Who rapped that?
I think Rick Ross and Joker was in the music video. I'm like, oh god.
Why the? Oh, I'm gonna have to watch it now.
Me
now that I know
too.
it exists. That's the orange juice to the eternal canker sore in my mouth in the soul there. Constantly have to rub something on it. Ah. He's
No
selling.
matter how many times you watch any of the footage, it's still not going to make it good, I promise.
Yeah, no joke.
Just
Why is
doesn't
Joker
work.
in a rap video? Why was he? Why was he like Scarface in the movie? And then just
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now. It's purple Lamborghini, and Jared Leto was the Joker in that music video.
yeah.
Oh man.
Just hanging out with Rick Ross and walking around, really.
Because why wouldn't you? I mean, you flat out have a guy putting white face on, like literal white face next to Rick Ross. That would have been the Yin Yang Twins. That would have been. I'd listen to it. I'd listen to that group though. Like Jared Leto's actually a really good performer.
Yeah, I've seen him with 30 Seconds to Mars. He is.
But the thing is that's what the Snyder Cut proved to me was the fact of Leto's performance is okay. It's what you let him do with it.
Yeah.
And so even his little amount of screen time on Justice League blew everything he did in Suicide Squad off the water, like out of the water. Just it was fantastic. The way he looked at him for a brief moment, just totally being a broken, like I liked that. I didn't need the gold teeth, like I don't know.
Yeah, some things I've been checking out. Obviously, Godzilla vs. Kong. We just reviewed it. Vikings. I'm on season 2 right now on Hulu. Been having a great time with that. Last blockbuster we talked about. Falcon, Winter Soldier, Invincible, and Mighty Ducks. So, been watching a lot of stuff, keeping me busy.
Yeah, I've been watching on HBO Max. They have Insecure, that show Insecure. That show's really good. It's very funny. Yeah, it's just basically like a sitcom. Well, not kind of a sitcom, but it's like a lot of these sitcoms where it's like very serious at times and does try to talk about like serious issues because it's about like this woman who's growing up in LA and she's trying to get her life together. And Issa Rae's in it. I like her. She's very funny in it, and I think that it's like she's really good because she's basically the creator, executive producer. She wrote some of the episodes, and it's just typical like HBO comedy stuff. Like some of it's like really well done. Like they do a lot in 30 minutes, and it's like really really good. And I watched Sherry, that Tom Holland movie on Apple TV Plus. That one was really good. Yeah,
Awesome.
Very long, but like I was very into when afterwards when he gets into drugs and stuff. It felt very Goodfellas to me, where he was like, "Oh, I gotta got to keep up my drug addiction. I got to go and do all this stuff and start robbing banks. And it was it was like crazy how everything just jumped ahead, and like I was very invested in that part. Like it's kind of too long, but at the same time, it did grab my attention. And by the end, I did really want to know what was gonna happen with it. It was really good. I like that one. And I saw last night. I was watching a very weird movie because I got the Criterion Channel again. So I'm trying to go. I want to start watching like art house stuff, indie stuff more. So and sometimes they put like Hollywood stuff too. I watched something called The Ninth Configuration last night. It's from the same guy who wrote The Exorcist. He like wrote and directed this movie.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's from the 70s, I think.
William Friedkin?
William Friedkin.
No, it's somebody. It's William Peter Blatty. I think it's the guy.
Okay.
The guy that
the
wrote
actual
it.
writer,
The actual writer. And apparently this is from a book too. And it's like these people that are in a house together. It's like a castle or something. And basically, it's like they're using it. The U.S. government is using it as like a mental health like center so that like it's for like soldiers who are like traumatized after Vietnam. And the whole movie is basically somebody comes to this castle. He's gonna be the therapist, and he's gonna see what happens, like to see like basically ensure if these people are like faking that they're traumatized, like just or they actually are traumatized. And he's like trying to talk with them. It's a really weird movie. I don't know if I really was into it. It's a fascinating movie. I would say like if you want to watch it, you could. I don't know if it's the one I love, but it was very interesting because it's kind of a comedy. I thought it was a horror because the poster has a Jesus on a cross and an astronaut pointing at it, and the astronaut's like this on it. I was like, oh, okay, this is like a horror movie. It kind of isn't, but it's like Stacy Keach is in it, and he beat up a whole biker gang in it. That part's the best part of the movie. It's really weird. I would recommend it. It's just very odd. Like, if you're not into it, I can get it because a lot of people I know, like that I follow on Letterboxd, were not into it. But it's a very weird movie. Like, I appreciate that I watched it. I'm gonna like keep going through the Criterion Channel and see if there's other weird stuff they have on there. But that one, I'm glad I watched it. It was just very weird, very odd movie.
Yeah, something different that you wouldn't normally watch or see. Yeah, I like those. I like those kind of movies. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I watched a lot of the same as Uncle Logan. We're reviewing Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Mighty Ducks. We did Godzilla versus Kong, obviously. I rewatched Swingers, which I already told you guys, which still holds up and is good. I was thinking of one that I wanted to mention. Now it slips my mind. Hold on, I'll think of it. Shameless. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. It's about to end. It's got 2 left.
I watched that too. Yeah, I watched it last night.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. I hope it ends.
Is it? You watched the one that's like premiering tonight, like on the app, or? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have it.
I gotta watch that one.
It's really good. I think.
Do you think the finale will be good, like overall for the series?
I hope so, because I feel like they're kind of trying to pack in a lot the last few episodes. But like I hope, like it seems like they're trying to wrap it up good. I hope. I mean, at least I hope it ends in a way where it's satisfying. It doesn't need to be the best finale ever, but like I hope at least it resolves something where I feel like okay, they ended it on a good note. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 11 seasons. It's a lot to wrap up. Yeah. I hope we see some certain people that we haven't seen. I hope they show up again in the finale. That's what'll. And I hope they go back. Whoever directed and made it, I hope they looked at the first episode, and I kind of hope it mirrors like the first episode.
Yeah,
that would
be cool.
It'll work. Yeah. I feel like it'll work. And obviously everybody's grown up now, so maybe seeing them leave the house or something. So,
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like what they're doing with Frank, with William H. Macy. Like the stuff that's going on with him is really good. At the beginning, I wasn't sure what it was going, but like it does make it gives it more stakes to the whole show.
Right.
Like what's gonna happen. Like there's actual change going on. Because at the beginning of the season, it was like not much was really going on. I was like, do they know it's gonna end? And then they did kind of get to a point like, okay, we don't know what's gonna happen with the house. We don't know what's gonna happen with all this stuff. But like I like where it's going, and it does feel like finally it does seem like they're gonna put the characters in a good place, or at least like a place where it's like, okay, this is how we're gonna get everything to end by the final episode. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be watching that episode tonight.
Yeah.
After
It's
this,
really good.
and then I have to watch Invincible, of course, too. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it on my end. That takes care of the past month or so what I've been watching.
Cool.
Cool.
Bob, Niall, what have you guys been checking out?
I got Invincible. That same as you guys. Winter Soldier, Invincible, Mighty Ducks. I'm way too into this documentary Q Into the Storm on HBO, where they're going into the QAnon phenomenon. It's really interesting. It's just interesting and sad at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it just kind of makes you look at it and go, oh, so you can, it's the same as the whole any kind of psychic, you throw out the most vague things and you throw it out often enough, you're going to be getting hit on some stuff. So it was really interesting. I don't know, there was a show, I'm going to give that organized Law and Order Organized Crime one a look, and then I have to watch that movie Honeydew still.
Oh, okay.
And do a review for that. And real cool, Hunter x Hunter, the movie I reviewed and interviewed the writer and stuff, that's actually getting a Scream release now. So Shout Factory is putting the Blu-ray together for it.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually starting to get a lot of. I have it here. I'll bring it by you because it's one of the more under. It was a fantastic movie, and I'm really upset more people haven't that. It hasn't made a round on streaming yet or not. Just like I really think like it's a solid thriller.
Yeah, it's not any streamers, so I'll have to wait till you drop off a copy of it to see it.
I forgot to mention. Sorry, I forgot to mention Ma Rainey's. I watched that too. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom on Netflix. Really good. Chadwick Boseman, his best role for sure. And Viola Davis deserves the award too. I'd say she does great.
Yeah, and for me, Winter Soldier, Invincible, like you guys, I'm gonna check out this horror movie called The Empty Man. I'm not sure if anyone's heard of it.
Yes,
I've heard about it.
It's supposed to be excellent. I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. If I can watch Nobody, I still really want to see that. And Bob's suggestion, the Eric Andre movie on Netflix, I'll take a look at that too.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
Sit back and kind of laugh at.
Some good choices, Niall. Good choices.
Oh, I was gonna ask Bob, have you seen the David Arquette documentary yet?
Yeah. I
saw it. It was good. Did you like it?
Yeah, I really liked it. I liked it, but it's interesting, especially now that he's making the rounds with the indie wrestling circuit. So that'll be fun.
Yeah,
next weekend's WrestleMania, so that'll be fun.
I'm excited for that too. Yeah.
So we have Saturday and Sunday are WrestleMania, and Wednesday and Thursday is TakeOver. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom, she's already excited. She's like, "Oh, WrestleMania! When is WrestleMania?" She thought it was last week, and I was like, "No, it's this coming week." And she's like, "Oh my God, what's gonna happen at WrestleMania? What do you think is gonna happen?" Because she gets really obsessed with WWE stuff in general, so she's always reading the wrestling news, and she was like, "I want to see what matches they're gonna have." And I was like, and she thought Fastlane was WrestleMania. She's like, "Is this WrestleMania yet?" I was like, "No, it's not. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We're not there yet."
Yeah, we're gonna get Mania. We're gonna get all the fun stuff. So, and the Hall of Fame is on Tuesday.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Nice.
And for some reason, Ozzy Osbourne's going in.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
Because why not?
I mean, yeah. I don't understand this damn process either, but there we are.
Okay.
The only Hall of Fame in the world that will have Donald Trump, Drew Carey, Pete Rose, and now Ozzy Osbourne all in the same thing. And Mr. T.
Oh yeah, his
other ones make sense though.
His mama speech, I remember that.
Oh God, that's all he did the whole time. And my mama did this and this, and they literally had to play him off.
Yeah, I told my mom that because she used to love Hulk Hogan, And every time I bring up Hulk Hogan, she's like, "Oh my God, I can't stand that racist motherfucker anymore." I'm like, okay, whatever you say, I don't care. I mean, because every time I bring up Hogan, like Hogan, I think now he is persona non grata in this house, and so like I'm like, okay, Hulk Hogan, he shares my birthday. I told her that the other day. I don't care, that racist motherfucker. I don't want anything to do with him anymore.
So what does WWE do? They put Hulk Hogan with a predominant black role model.
Yeah, that's a
and
great.
they're hosting WrestleMania together because
exactly.
that's of course the natural pairing everyone would have had.
Yeah.
Is Hulk Hogan with this random ass black dude.
Yeah, you're just supposed to forget that he had that moment that happened years ago. That was like 20, 40 years ago. Don't remember that.
But the sad thing is there's an award. And Logan and Henry, I know you guys don't watch wrestling, but there's an award where they call it the Warrior Award, and it's for someone who goes above and beyond and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're giving it to Titus O'Neil this year, but it should go to Shad Gaspar because he ended up, his boat capsized, and he saved his kid. And by saving his kid, it ended up killing him. And his body got dragged out to sea. Yeah. And so, like, I was like, how do you not make that guy, like, the poster boy for everything? Like, he gave his kid there, he said, all right, save my boy. And when they brought him, then they tried to get back for Shad. Yeah, he was gone. Like his body had been, and you're like, man, that's the freaking spirit you need right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The epitome of any father in the world would do is the moment it's like not even needed to ask. Like he just handed his kid over and was like, all right, save him first. And then as soon as they came back for him, he was gone. That's the epitome. Like that's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even though like everyone thinks, oh, well, I mean, that's how it should be. Not everyone thinks that way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We finally come to an end. This was great. We talked about a lot of cool stuff and what we're doing and what we're watching. Thank you for joining us and joining the Cinephellas family. Make sure you watch, subscribe, and share. For the Cinephellas, Logan, you want to take us out of here?
Gee!